Man,
Hey.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
Dude, no one ever knows what's about to happen.
This is going to be one of the most
Are we
chaotic
live?
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No, I didn't even. I'm like, this is like being in the Spanish Inquisition.
Meow, meow. Look at that little fucking cat. Here he
surprised.
comes.
All right, and we do want to say hello to Don't Sub.
Hello. And please don't sub.
The Game Cat. I'm actually subbed to Don't Sub.
Oh, yeah?
It's like that reverse psychology.
Yeah,
thing.
no, I'll fucking do it too.
It's like, yeah. Robert Sullivan. Wow.
What's
is it
up,
Thursday
Robert?
already? Time flies. Yes, it does. Tay, you funny. TTV. Anybody got some good multiplayer PSVR game recommendations? I will make a note of that and let you know later in the show. Because off the top of my head, I don't remember. Crafty Crowds. What's up, Joe Grover, the effing Game Cat? Censored. Orseek, I'm Orseek. Woody the Bluebird, Stay Warm 420. I'm not impressed with your performance. Delirium Drew, the Game Cat. Jason Ewing, howdy dude. Big Fat Frog, meow. SB says Gorn, Saints and Sinners, Gorn, Saints and Sinners, Gorn, Saints and Sinners. I know, man.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, your long shadows. Had to stop playing Max Gentleman Sexy Business to catch the stream today. There better be some tantalizing meows on display. Jen's Adrian's. The price drop. Yes, we will get to that. Philip Games Dev. That ain't right, man. What's up, Phil? What's your game?
That ain't right.
Let us know. Wink Rogers, the Game Cat, Atmos VR77, Napa Bear, and Scandrel, the Game Cat, Nick Mulo, and
So
Bell
scandalous.
Romeo, the Game Cat.
Scandalous.
Bye-bye, got it.
So scandalous.
Good night, Bell Romeo.
Are we
Sleep
on
well.
camera yet? Tell me when
Good
we're on
night.
camera.
Well, we're on camera now. Now that you mention it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film every single Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We bring it to you live, because that's what Gamescast Live means. Bring it to you right away. Totally unfiltered, totally unprepared, totally unscripted. My name's Brian Fall from this channel right here. And these guys to my, I don't know, they're over there. That's Dave from Dave Station VR.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
And that guy from on the far corner, the opposite corner, the other universe, is AJ from PSVR Underground.
What's up?
That's right. There you go. There you have it, guys. We just dropped the PlayStation VR top 25 list for April 23rd, 2020, and we posted it on IGN. It was really strange. I'm not sure why we didn't post it on Without Pro. We just said, hey, IGN, you can have our list. As it turns out, IGN also just dropped their top 25 list, wildly different than our own.
Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to look at either one yet, so I don't know what's on our list or their list.
You've seen ours. You created ours.
No,
Yeah.
but I had seen it.
We definitely need to talk
So I don't
about
know.
this because there's some huge variances between what we said and what they said. Like you said,
Lordy.
we got Tetris Effect. I'm just going to call this one out before we get into the whole thing.
Sure.
They have Tetris Effect at number 3. That's going to make a lot of you guys mad. I don't care that much because I like Tetris Effect a lot, and you guys are a bunch of babies.
Oh, mine.
But
But Tetris Effect.
Bunch
IGN's
of
always
babies.
had. IGN has always had Tetris super high. They've
'cause
always
it's
had
real
somebody there.
good.
You know, it doesn't matter to me. if
Y'all
it's
just don't
like-
understand.
Yeah,
They
and
got
VR
I
Thumper
can see it there.
at
That's
number
fine.
11 too. They know what they're talking about to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's
let's start
no
at the
There's no
25 and we'll go through.
You're going to go through all of them? Awesome.
Yeah, I have
Sure,
I
yeah.
have no idea what these are.
So we're starting at number 25. Not a huge surprise to be in the back end here. Batman Arkham VR. Cool experience. Not much wrong with it. Short, but you know, if you just got a PSVR, that could be in your top 25. I suppose.
I have a feeling IGN just got their PSVR.
Very underwhelming. Yeah, very underwhelming experience. For
Yeah.
me.
I mean,
It's
I
like
loved
45
it.
minutes long. I mean, there is some replayability, but
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, if somebody's interested in VR
Fun
and you
is a
put that in
strong
front of
word.
them and they like Batman, okay,
I-
whatever.
I
Well,
wanna-
we're not going to dwell too much.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to do one thing and ride in the Batmobile, and you get in the Batmobile, and then it goes, and it fades out. And I was like,
Okay, that's
Okay.
fair. That's fair.
Whatever.
But the game was a cool game for what it was.
You
I
had
thought.
one job.
Leaning on the
Yeah, it
like
was-
detective aspect of being Batman, which
Agreed.
you don't see that much, you know. Okay, so 24 is Everybody's Golf VR.
Awesome.
No problems with that.
Yeah.
Number 23 is the Room VR. So
I-
similar to us, kind
all-
of near the back, but
No, we didn't have it on ours. All three of us had it on
Oh,
our
I thought
list.
we-
It made our honorable
Wait.
mentions because it kept getting
I
pushed
could have
down.
I could have sworn it made it. Fuck.
no,
Okay, well,
it almost did, but
at least it got on their list, so people will see this and give it a shot. Arizona Sunshine is number 22.
Ugh.
I don't think it should be in the top 25, but a lot of people think it should.
A lot of
and
people love it, and, and
22
I'm fine with that. But
If-
not on a top 25.
if it's going to be in
list.
the top, but if it's going to be in the top 25, I will say 22 is like this
Right.
a
It needs
decent
to
spot
be in
for
the
it.
back.
Sure.
It's got to be in the back end.
But think of all the games that
Behind-
didn't make it
but
because of that.
But rightfully so, it's behind Ghost Giant at number 21.
There we go.
So they got Ghost Giant in there.
Yeah.
Which
we
Moss
didn't
is number
do.
20. Moss seems low for them. I thought they would, because Moss is one of those prestige games that sites like IGN like to tout.
Right.
Like, hey, we've played VR. We played this one really cool game that we liked.
Totally.
And we talked about it. But it's number 20. So that goes to show how much other stuff has kind of slipped in the meantime. I don't know. Although, number 19 is Rick and Morty Virtual Reality. So I'm just,
doesn't make
we
any
might
sense
have to
at
throw
all.
this. Might have to throw this list out the window.
Pretty much.
But then they come back with another one
Rick
that we
and Morty
obviously
over
should
Moss.
be talking about.
Right.
But hold on, they make some good points occasionally. 18 is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That is a fantastic fucking game.
It is a great
I think
game.
if you have people around with you, that's easily a top 25. Like if you live with other people who are down to play games and shit, that's a great game. 17, some of you guys might not even know this one. This is a launch title that was super expensive, super hyper expensive. You might know where I'm going with this. Super Hypercube. Basically, it's like a 3D spatial puzzle where you have a hole and a thing you got to shift through. It looks beautiful. It's a really cool looking game.
Yeah.
And the concept is fun. It just was way too expensive for what it was at launch. AJ doesn't like it, but we're not going to dwell on
like
that.
PSVR for babies.
No, it's not. That's a fucking decent game, man. If it was $10-15, I would recommend that to anybody.
Wasn't it like $30 at launch? Wasn't that the deal?
It was too expensive. Yeah, it was $30.
Yeah.
People complain about Tetris, but there's way more in Tetris than there is in Super Hypercube.
Yeah, $10-15. I would absolutely recommend that game all day, every day. It's a lot of fun.
But that's one of those games I feel like it maybe never got a price drop, like permanently.
Probably
Probably still $30.
All right, let's keep this going. Let's stop torturing.
Well, you're the
everybody.
one who derailed us because you said you wanted to talk about how you didn't think it was that good. And I was just responding. So let's get 16 is Res Infinite. Very
Awesome.
good concept.
Yep. The fact
Put
that it's
that
not on
the
our
top
list
25.
is like kind of crazy.
No,
It is,
not
yeah.
that crazy.
AJ
But
doesn't like it
it's a
because
good-
he's a
I do
fucking
like it,
narc.
man, but I just
You're
put
a
lots
narc.
of.
I will say what I love is their number 15, which is No Man's Sky Beyond. I love that being a little bit more reasonably
It's pretty
placed in the
low.
list.
Call
It's
me.
pretty low.
I like it. I like it there. I like it there on the list. I think we have it a little high. I think maybe they have it a little low. Somewhere in between would probably be pretty awesome.
In between. It could be like 8, 9, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not 15 is way too low, but 14, like they're saying Vacation Sim is better than No Man's Sky, which I really cannot abide by.
Yeah, we don't
That's
even have
not
it on
true.
our list. I mean, Vacation Sim was fun,
Yeah.
but after 3 hours, I pretty much have seen and done everything. I'm like, all right, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is another thing too. Falcon Age is number 13, and it's always interesting to me which games become like the indie darlings among major video game websites. Like there's something about Falcon Age that was really easy to talk about. It had a cute bird that there were a million gifs of.
Yeah.
It had a story that's kind of relevant about like cultural resistance
like
and
Falcon Age.
oppressed people. It's good, but it's like when you've played every VR game, it doesn't stand out that much. But when you're trying to think about as like an organization that covers interesting games that kind of will get clicks also, I feel like this kind of is a little bit inflated how high it is on the list.
Yeah.
Just because it goes up really well in press circles. But it's a good game, obviously. Falcon Age, I like Falcon Age.
Yep. Falcon Age is
12 is Trover Saves the Universe, which
Yeah,
I'm
man.
totally cool with that. Number 12. Number 11 is Thumper. Much love to Thumper. I'm glad we're still seeing that on
Thumper's
lists
good.
because Thumper is,
God,
is
this
really good.
this list came out today. It feels like this list is from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're putting new stuff in. They're keeping old stuff on. Like I think we have a tendency to kick old stuff off and then eventually
Hearing this list is
rediscover it.
aging me.
I think the biggest
do it.
problem. I think the biggest problem is IGN is not keeping up with the newest PSVR stuff, and so a lot of the stuff that maybe could have been pushed off the list, like we did, just didn't get pushed off the list for them because they've played 50 PlayStation VR games instead of 500.
Well, yeah, there's certainly no Shadow Legend or any shit like that.
Right, which is
popping up
insane.
here.
Like Separation's
Yeah.
not on this list. Like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm glad the room's on there though. Man, I'm still
Yeah, it's a
kicking
good one.
myself for not. Yeah. What's our
All
next
right,
one?
number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Wipeout Omega Collection.
Get through this. That's a good one.
Pretty
Cool.
good one. Pretty good
That's a
spot.
good one.
Number
I'm-
9 is Firewall 0 Hour. I'm actually surprised at the balls they had to put it so low in the top 10 because
Yeah,
I feel like
it's 'cause-
everybody puts that in the top 5.
Um,
It's because you were going to say it's not that good or something?
no, never mind. No. I was gonna say Firewall wasn't good. No, of course not. I was going
I
to
don't
say
know.
something
You seem to have an issue with most of their picks, even if they're good games. So I just wanted to get.
I don't want to
in
get
front
all
of it.
into it. There's some some I'm like
Is it just
okay
'cause
with.
it's
It's
IGN?
not. It's not.
Just 'cause it's IGN.
Dude,
'Cause
look.
this
I
isn't
mean,
the worst
at
list
the end
it
of the
could
day, no, it's
I
not. It's
expect
actually
way
for
less out of them.
IGN. For IGN,
pretty
like
goddamn
it's
good
actually
list.
okay.
Yeah.
But I have had a
For
problem with IGN lists for 10, 15 years, so I'm not going to go all into that.
All right. So shall we continue?
Yeah. Yes.
Number 8, Blood and Truth.
Awesome.
Not bad.
Very cool.
7 is Super Hot VR.
Good.
Super.
6, this is crazy, but I'm down for it. Doom VFR above Super Hot and above Blood and Truth. I just really like Doom VFR, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't give it the credit it deserves.
I like it too, but
I think people got turned off by the Move controllers, and still people to this day don't know you can play it with other things.
Right.
They're like, I've blown somebody's mind by saying you can use the aim controller or the DualShock 4.
Yep, for sure.
And they're like, oh, wait, what? And then they go back and they're like, oh, I love this game now. It's fun.
Dave, can you check your mic real quick? It sounds like you switched over.
I
thought
didn't
it
need
was
to
fine.
if I did. No, I'm all good. It's the same mic. You look all pixely, so maybe my connection is fucking up or something.
Yeah, you're freezing a little bit here and there, but you're doing okay.
he's fine on my end.
Well,
It's weird.
my
Yeah,
end,
AJ
my
looks
end's the
great.
one that's airing, so sorry guys.
Yeah.
True.
All right. So number 5, Resident Evil 7. Brian, how do you feel about that at number 5?
I mean, I feel like somebody needs to get fired over to IGN.
What's at number 5?
Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
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 Yep. I mean,
Uh,
you know, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. We've had this argument over and over, and somebody needs to have it with IGN.
Yeah. Especially because they put Job Sim as number 4.
ugh.
So Job Simulator officially better than Resident Evil 7, guys.
Ridiculous.
And also, number 3, like I said before, I spoiled a little bit of this, but Tetris Effect is number 3.
I'm totally fine with
and
that. That's not a big deal.
I'm
not
okay with it
that.
too.
I
I'm
love
okay with
Tetris
it.
Effect. I'm not okay with it.
Well, you'll be okay with this. Number 2 is Astrobot Rescue Mission. And they say it's great. They love it.
Wait, number one
Undoubtedly
has to.
PSVR's best
See
exclusive.
Beat Saber, right?
It has to be Beat Saber.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It's Beat Saber.
I was gonna say if it's not
Number
Beat
1.
Saber, you're out of your
I
mind.
think they're just going by sales here.
Ooh, they've got a. Oh, this is interesting too. They've got a poll at the bottom.
Yeah,
This is which of our top 10 PSVR games is your favorite, and you can see the results when you click it. So I'm going to put in what mine is.
Yeah, I just
and
put in
then I'll
Resident
see what
Evil
it
7.
says. Yeah, I'm putting Astrobot.
on.
Let's see what they say.
what's the results?
Yeah, Astrobot's
Astrobot
number
is
one.
winning. It's at 28%. Beat
Resident
Saber's
Evil has a chance.
Resident Evil's beating Beat Saber. So here's the breakdown of actual people's favorites. Astrobot number 1, Resident Evil number 2, Beat Saber number 3, and then it just sort of trails off. Super Hot and Blood and Truth are tied, and then everything else is like negligible. I think one guy in the world voted for Job Sim.
Yep.
It's like a 1%.
I like the people's votes more.
Yeah.
Interesting
Yeah.
how Astrobot was number 1 and Resi 7 was number 2, huh, Brian?
But that wasn't the case. Beat Saber
But
was
on the
number 1.
people's choice.
Oh
People's
yeah,
choice.
as you said, no Skyrim. I didn't even realize that they didn't even have Skyrim on.
No
the-
Borderlands?
They don't have fucking. Wait, Skyrim's not? Oh my god!
Yeah,
No
That's
Skyrim,
goddamn
no Borderlands. Yeah,
Dude, this hold on. This list just
no
got way weirder.
Farpoint.
no
That slipped
Farpoint's
my mind.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
All right, yeah.
All right.
Okay, they don't know what they're talking about, but there's some. They got some good games in there that I didn't expect them to get. Like,
yeah, they didn't totally blow it, but they definitely didn't nail
Yeah.
it. So
no,
if you want to see
Yeah,
a real,
it could have been much
legitimate,
worse.
an actual top 25 list,
yes.
head on over to the YouTube channel you're already watching right now. After you finish watching it right now, and watch
Go
it.
watch that
after.
top 25.
yeah,
Exactly.
I'll tell you,
It
man.
just went up.
That was a struggle. I can't lie. That getting the top 25 list done, like having all the little pieces that all go together to get a top 25 list done. You guys' voiceovers, my voiceovers, writing new shit, filming, getting in front of the green screen, filming new stuff, chopping it together, putting everything in order. It is such a long, like 90% of that video is the last video, just in a different order, and it's still so much work. And I've been so tired recently that I just didn't. Holy crap, man! I'm so shocked. I finally got that done. I certainly didn't want to have it done 5 minutes before this show. But what are you gonna do?
A Kingdom says the top 25 list is top boinks, my dudes.
Top
This
what?
thing. Boinks?
It's top boinks.
Top
I don't know.
I love Lincoln.
He coined that.
He's got that little.
I can't wait to watch it.
Well, make sure that if you don't agree with our top 25 list, that you're here for the next top 25 debate in another 3 months, where we do that. We create that list live. We like to have you guys be around to break some ties and to give us your input while we're duking it out. You know what I'm saying?
We kind of got ahead of ourselves. We got on a roll. We were going with the IGN thing, and poor old El Ramio, the game cat, donated 10, probably like 10 minutes ago.
Fuck
so
you, I'm Tree Guy. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And he says, too tired to watch, but here is some pizza money. Thank you, Bel Ramio. He's probably not even watching anymore because he probably fell asleep.
Hopefully he sees this on the flip side, watching it on rerun status, and he sees that we did acknowledge him at a certain point. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate you, and also what up, that guy as well. I appreciate you. All right, you guys, what do you think? Should we begin the show the way we begin every show with a little game of should we or shouldn't we? We put 60 seconds up at the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it. Boom. And it's our time down here to tell you guys up there, about the things we've been playing and or watching. Usually not PlayStation VR related, sometimes PlayStation VR related. And we get to tell you if it's worth your time. That's maybe not how this thing goes. Whatever. Who wants should we or shouldn't we first? I
want last. Dibs on last.
Okay. Oh, AJ,
I didn't think about it.
You raised your hand. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. All right, AJ's going first. On your mark. Get Des.
All right.
Go.
All right. So we had this talk when we were going through the sale before, like a week or two ago, about I had said some things about Electronauts that didn't make Dave very happy, and then we talked about Time Carnage though, because I'm going to talk about Time Carnage. So I went back and played Time Carnage. And because you were saying that some people were saying like it was pretty good or better than it possibly remembered. So I went back and revisited it, and I started from the beginning on my NA account, and no, it took me all of but like 10 minutes to get bored with it again. Like it's a well, like, artistically thought out game. Like the art design and everything, but it's really blurry. So it's like, and I am on a pro, of course. So it's like, I don't know, like you can't really appreciate the artwork when it's just big blurry thing. And the gameplay wasn't there either, which didn't help. It's a shouldn't we?
It's a shouldn't we, he says. It's a shouldn't we.
I will say the only redeeming thing about that game, and this is bad because I love dinosaurs, but when you got a revolver or like a big gun and you shoot a dinosaur, the ragdoll effects are fucking hilarious. Just watching the raptors like bounce off the sides of the walls and shit when you shoot them. Yeah. That was the only redeeming factor, I could say.
It was so boring. Yeah. I was bored out of my skull.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Electronauts, man, don't talk shit, because there's some real bad games out there. There's actual bad games out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just super mediocre is all, and like
I'm not gonna super talk up Electronauts either, but it's a good experience thing. But Electronauts is like mainly for people that like electronic music. It's Electronauts, not rock knots or metal knots.
Hey, is this your should we or shouldn't we or bash Electronauts?
It's again.
Yeah. I like Electronauts.
Every week we'll put 60 seconds up on the clock and we can fight about Electronauts.
All right. Who's next?
All right. I want to go last.
All right. Well, then I guess that means I'm up next. On my mark, get set. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, go. I don't know, whatever.
Get Des.
Yeah, get Des. Recently, I've been crazy tired. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time in bed, just like binge watching Netflix stuff. And one of the things I watched, you guys, if you follow me on Twitter at That Would Be Dark, my personal account, you know that I loved the new stand-up special by Tom Segura. Ball hog. Dude's always been funny. It's funny that I always say though he's never made it into like my top 5 favorite stand-up comics ever. Really, I'm just like, oh, he's good, And I will tell you that after watching a bunch of other stand-up specials this week, he is amazing because there's some fucking trash on Netflix. But man, his newest special is like him at his peak. It is one of the greatest stand-up specials I've probably ever seen, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed until my fucking sides hurt. And you guys know me, man. It's like stand-up comedy is the only kind of comedy I like, and this was like the pinnacle. This stands up there with all of my favorite stuff by Bill Burr and Mitch Hedberg and all that stuff. So definitely Tom Segura, Ball Hog, should we?
Cool.
Yeah. No, stand-up comedy, man.
We lost Dave.
We did, and I mean, who's complaining?
No, but we do have a donation from Your Long Shadows.
Fuck you! I'm a fucking Tree Guy, and I'm standing in for Dave because Dave is MIA and frozen and stuff.
And with the 100 Nokios. I want to say
potato
Sekiros.
gnocchi.
Potato gnocchi. I said, I did my taxes yesterday like a boss, and I'm getting money back like a super boss.
Motherfucking awesome.
My should you. The Night Gospel on Netflix. Superb weirdness. Makes me so happy to see stuff like that getting made. Awesome. The Night Gospel on Netflix.
Oh, dude, it's made by the dude who does Adventure Time.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched the preview of
I
that.
have made a note.
I will tell you, Netflix is killing it lately. I watched 2 documentaries on cults in the last 2 days, and I'm starting to feel like I need to join a cult. Man, my life just isn't interesting enough.
You already run one. Dave, time for.
Hold on a second. Let me get you all set up here, bud. Are you ready to go?
I think so. Yeah, I got to look up the name of the show I'm talking about because I don't even remember what it's called. But
all right, thank you, your Long Shadows. Appreciate the donation. And I know we already thanked Bel Ramio, but thank you again. You guys are keeping this place running. It's a little tough.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right, on your mark, get Dez. Go.
I got a shouldn't we, and this is a strong shouldn't we.
Whoa.
You may log into Netflix, as we were just speaking about, looking for a show to watch, and maybe in the past you've enjoyed some shitty reality TV, right? You know, some dumb show about people dating each other, whatever. The number one on Netflix right now is Too Hot to Handle, which is the schlockiest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. It was insanely. I could not contain myself watching. Like, it seems like it is self-aware sometimes. No, it's not a should we, Brian. The concept is that there's all these really hot people,
but they're not that hot.
They're
Some
comparatively
yeah.
fairly kind of hot
compared to us, I guess. Yeah,
that tall British guy that everybody likes. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why do they like that dude? He's a dweeb.
Anyways,
I don't know. Just he's a tall too. He's very tall.
Yeah,
but it basically the concept is that they just let them be all horny, and then they're like, no, you can't have sex. But it gets I wanted to go into the thing that I hated about it.
No, you go ahead talk about it, man, because I want to
their whole the whole concept of that like Alexa style virtual
Lana, right? Lana.
Oh my god, it absolutely just a lady talking through a little microphone.
Of course,
the other side, listening to him. That just there's all these conceits that they set up that they're like, we've constructed a high tech thing, and it's like, no, you fucking didn't. That's clearly a lady talking through an oil diffuser or something.
This is what every reality television show does. This is no different.
I've watched a decent amount of reality. I just watched some of 90 Day Fiance because that whole Big Ed and Rosaline thing. Somebody out there will know what I'm talking about. That's a weird internet thing that's been blowing up, and I just had to see what was going on. Mm-hmm. But this show, I was just like, I hated everyone involved. It made me.
So how many episodes did you watch?
Just the first episode.
I watched all of them.
Oh my god!
Does
it get worse?
I mean, how could it? Like it's so bad that it's actually good in my book because as Dave was saying, the conceit of the whole show is that they get these people together on a reality show, they get them fucking drunk nonstop, and they go, you can't have sex because every time you kiss or give head or whatever, any sexual act at all, even kissing, you lose prize money. Right, so you start with $100,000, then it just goes.
Here's what I don't fucking get, and they don't explain this because I don't think anyone actually thought this out as a game show. So here's the thing: you might know the answer to this.
I do. I know exactly how the prize money. Yeah.
If you have sex, do you get kicked off the island?
No, you lose prize money.
No, but the prize money is a shared pool of prize money. Yeah. So you lose.
So as a group, so that's people are getting pissed off at each other for having sex.
Well, but so here, I don't know. It just seems. Like it doesn't make sense.
It's horrible.
Usually
I'm not saying it's good.
Winner. Usually people lose a game like this, but the thing is, like, they're all collectively. Is this to teach them a lesson about Okay, I think it would be harder. So give me this. I think if they got to go one summer without fucking, the people that they chose, these Instagram morons, I think probably it'd be harder for them to go the whole summer just fucking that one group of people and not being able to fuck anybody else at all, because they'd get so tired of those people that they'd be like, damn it, I can't swipe anymore, and I'm going crazy here.
Listen, I don't want to talk about this show for the rest of our show, but I do want to say that it is so bad that it's good.
If you want to hate watch something, you can hate watch.
None of these people
Lou the Game Cat. You've made Lou the Game Cat want to watch it now.
They keep anthropomorphizing the iguanas as if they're horny. Did you notice that in the first episode? Every time a hot girl walks by, the iguana's like, they cut to him, and then there's a narrator like, calm down, buddy. She's not even your species.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I fucking hate this narrator so much.
Yeah, it's
God.
the fact. So they do try to add this message of like we're trying to teach you how to be less shallow and how to get to know each other before you. But
by crafting the most shallow show we could possibly imagine.
Right, and so it goes down that road a little bit, and you're like a few of the characters on the show like start to feel a little bit redeeming. And then it's like you're just like I can't believe I just watched this entire series, and you're just like I wasted so much time.
I can't believe you did. Yeah. That's so. Wouldn't you say that's a shouldn't we? Then you did say it was a should we, but you just
so
said
bad.
You wasted your entire.
It's so bad it's good. I'm like I just like watching any Real World after season 3, just like watching any Road Rules ever, just like watching any season of The Bachelor. It's all fucking trash TV.
It's way worse than that, though.
Guys. We are almost 30 minutes into the Gamescast. Can
we haven't talked about shit. 27 goddamn minutes.
You guys
are AJ, just because yours wasn't so controversial.
I don't like reality shows at all. I've hated reality shows forever because they're not reality. Nobody lives like that.
Oh, this one.
And if they do, I don't want to watch them.
It's so clearly scripted. Yeah. It's insane. Like, this is very much handcrafted. This is not reality.
All right, man. Thank you, chat.
All right. So let's move on. What do we got?
All right, so you guys ready for some news? We've got new games to talk about, new trailers. We got Pixel Rip 1995, which we want to get into.
Oh, well.
And then at the end of all this, we had a new game this week, some updates, and then we're going to talk about some games that are coming up that we're really excited about.
But first,
I hope you have a list of those games.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know.
All right, so first, Daily Magic Productions has announced a new game called Witching Tower Heroes. Now, if that sounds familiar, that's because last October there was Witching Tower that came out for PSVR. It was announced like out of nowhere, and it was a adventure puzzle Victorian Gothic era style game, and it basically, I actually really liked it. Even though it was short,
I think we all did.
Yep. I thought it was really polished, but nobody really liked the combat, and for good reason. The combat was not that great. The AI was terrible.
Kind of tacked on. It just felt like something to say, hey, there's combat.
It was a combination of waggle and then like also just having horrible AI. But now I guess they've listened because Witching Tower Heroes, as you can probably see below, is basically the opposite, where it's the same aesthetic, everything, except it's just a straight up like arena combat game.
So what you're saying is they took everybody's least favorite thing about Witching Tower and made a whole game out of it.
Well, I hope they polished it up in the meantime. I got to assume that if that's their whole concept, it's better. But if not, then we're in trouble. I don't know.
This definitely looks like they focused on the combat, tweaking it, and they made some new enemies and stuff that look a lot better. Looks like they tweaked it a good bit. So, I don't know. It could be good. It reminds me of Castlevania.
Because it's in a castle?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's got some boss fights, which I really like. But I'm just hoping it's more than just like, a wave shooter kind of feel thing.
Yeah.
Like they just throw enemies at you. And if the combat is fun here, then it can go a long way.
For sure. No, absolutely. And that's the biggest caveat there.
Make or break.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to specify that I've reached out to the developers. They have not officially said that this is coming to PlayStation VR, but there have been tons of rumors and some other people claiming that they've officially said it, but I haven't heard it from them themselves. So it is a possibility that we don't see this, but I do think there's a good chance when you look at it.
Yeah.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Don't believe me!
That's for Danny Parker, who's given us 5 with no message at all.
Okay.
Thank you, Danny, as
Thank you
always.
very much,
And then we
Danny.
got one more from the old Joe Grow.
Ow!
Wow.
That's all he gets. He says, Track Lab, Dark Legion, should I, shouldn't I? And with the $20 donation. Thank you. I would say off the bat,
absolutely no.
No Track Lab. Track Lab's not fun.
No. I agree. Track Lab, no.
Dark Legion, however, is an interesting one because
I know
it's kind
people
of like
hate it.
It's like one of those bad good games. Like it's like the best N64 game in VR.
Yeah, it's like schlocky.
No, that's
shoot 'em up,
Marvel's.
fun
God
stuff.
damn it.
No,
And
I thought you were going to say Pirate, but
but like especially the dialogue and like the boss fights and stuff is so ridiculous. You have to enjoy it at some level. Like if you like B stuff or schlocky stuff, I liked it. It's also not like that expensive or anything, is it?
$10.
I feel like
$10.
Yeah, no, I think it's people shit on it a lot, but I don't think it really deserves to get shit on. It knows what it is, you know.
Paul's in the house. Paul. What's your take on Dark Legion?
It's probably his favorite game.
But yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's an okay game. It's not great, but it's $10, right? It's like
that's
not $10.
That's the should you after the two. Track Lab, you should not.
You're kind of scraping bottom of the barrel, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But Track Lab's absolutely avoid at all costs. It's terrible. It's not a good puzzle game. It's not a good music creation tool.
Yeah.
I'd rather play MTV's Music Generator 2000 for the PS1.
Oh, dude, I used to play that all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Dude, shit.
I made some fat beats on there.
Me too, man.
All right, so next up, we have Space Jump 2525, which has been popping up on everybody's radar lately. Now, the weird thing about this game is it actually said that it was coming Q4 2019. As we know, that doesn't seem to happen a whole lot. But this one's interesting. This game looks like a mobile game. It pretty much looks like it's a mobile game that's been ported, but I like the concept of it. It actually looks kind of like detached a little bit, except it looks like more like some kind of esports racing in space thing. I really like the concept of this, but I don't know.
So I can't lie, I'm watching the trailer for the very first time right now, and it looks like a bunch of drawings so far. So
yeah.
So I love the description that they have on their website.
Yeah, it's got like this whole story thing, and it says it in the trailer too.
It's kind of silly though. The character's name is Ricky Voolers, and they say no one really knows where Ricky came from. He doesn't talk much about his past, and no one has ever seen his face. There's nothing more to be said about what Ricky does.
That's not the description I saw. I see the years 2025.
That's the beginning of the description. I'm reading this is like the third, fourth paragraph that I was reading.
Well,
But yeah, it's the same one.
Okay. You're reading the same one. Okay.
The first paragraph is silly as hell.
Anyone experience how it felt to live on Earth? Yeah. So they nobody can live on Earth anymore or something like that, and they do like racing. But it says features 20 challenging and versatile levels to travel through, a variety of collectibles to find on each level for bonus bounty, and finally collect exotic artifacts as a space bounty hunter. So I don't know. Space Jump 2025, a journey into the abyss.
I need to view the trailer. I'm gonna try and view this trailer here.
Yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. Yep. I wouldn't have high hopes for this, but I don't know. I've seen worse.
Here's my thought. We keep getting kind of these, possibly coming to PlayStation VR games. Have no fear. If these are not coming to PlayStation 4 VR, I'm sure PlayStation 5 VR is going to make every indie developer happy, because they're going to be able to just kind of port their PC game right over with no problems, no worries about processing power and stuff. Super easy. And so any of these games that we don't see on current gen hardware, I'm sure we're going to see next gen, which will just be even more disappointing to see games that look like a mobile game on PS5 VR. But what are you going to do? That's just how the present is. That's how the future is. And David, please hit that for me.
Oh, I certainly will. Oops, it slipped out of my hands.
Ow, fuck you, it hurt.
That's for Danny Parker with the €20 donation, saying, "Beware of the Rona. All your base are belong to us." Very true, sir. Very true.
Beware of the Rona.
All your base are belong to us. Thank you very much for your donation.
Yeah. I think this is going to be like one of those $10, $7 games that comes out, and it's going to be like, okay. But again, I have more faith in this than I do something like, let's say, Vigilante Ranger.
Or Space Ribbon.
What was the one that you have?
Or Space Ribbon, yeah.
Did you say, what was the game you said you have more faith in it then?
Vigilante Ranger.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. I mean, any game. Yeah, I thought you were talking about some upcoming game.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
No, but I don't know. For some reason, these games always end up really bad. Like performance wise. You look at them and you say, "Oh, I want to give it a chance," and then it's like it doesn't work right and anything. So I don't know. We'll see. I signed up for the beta. There is a beta sign up you can do from their website. It's bigimmersive.com. Dave, you are
really loud.
A mega fan.
No, I don't. I didn't change anything at all.
Yeah,
nothing changed.
Your mic has been getting your mic has been getting
Okay.
progressively louder and more distorted as we go. And now it's off.
Unmute, Dave.
Hello.
A little bit better.
Better.
But yeah,
All I did was mute and unmute.
Hey,
Dave,
we're just letting you know.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not like going.
Right.
I can't do anything. Thanks for letting me know. I just, I don't know. I didn't change anything.
All right, well, hit that for me one more time before we move on to the next story.
Alrighty.
Ow, fuck you.
All right, that is from Aceville, the Attack Cat. Aceville, right? That's speech chat version. He goes, $4.99 donation saying, "Sorry, Brian. Shout out to Polish Paul for all he's doing in his time of crisis. Get some sleep, bro." No, 100%, dude. Polish Paul is a medical professional, and he's been working his ass off trying to save lives. So, yeah, no, that you don't have to apologize to me. I think everyone should give Polish Paul the credit he deserves. Which, I mean, as far as VR games goes, as far as like real life goes,
Yeah, he's way better than all of us in real life. But when it comes to like,
I'm a pile of shit.
I don't know. Like as far as that goes, but yeah.
Hell yeah, man. All right, so moving on. Pixel Ripped 1989 got a price drop, a permanent price drop, probably in celebration of Pixel Ripped in 1995. It is now $14.99, and I had the pleasure of playing this last night. What day is it? I streamed this last night and had an absolute blast. Now, my stream, I beat the whole thing in about an hour and a half, but let it be known that I've beaten this before, so I kind of knew what to do. I had most of the collectibles already.
An hour and a half. That's actually really impressive, even for having played it before.
Well, yeah, I didn't die at the final boss. So yeah, there was that. And I actually, for anyone who's struggling with it, you can go check it out, and it's got like the strategy of how to beat the boss easily. Now it does require a little bit of hand-eye coordination. But dude, $14.99 for this game. Absolutely love that price.
We are seeing in all the comments from all over the world that it seems to be North America that's only so far the only ones to get the price drop. So hopefully,
really?
Yeah. Well, that's what I saw a ton of comments on my videos, and they're even saying it right now. Like Orseek is saying it that there's no price drop in Europe yet. So that be patient. I'm assuming it's coming worldwide. So behind the scenes, we have no idea what Sony's doing.
Yeah. I love that price though.
It's perfect.
I love the game originally. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you mentioned like maybe in celebration of the new one coming out, but I think the new one is going to be $20, and I think it's just a matter of you can't price a sequel the same price as or you can't price an original the same price as the
or
sequel.
More because it was 25.
Right.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like they had to match it to the price of the new one, I think.
And I got to
talking about later. It's very good, but
I got
15 is a great price for this one. Sorry, I'm good.
No, it's good. I just gotta say, it's like I feel like 25 might have been pushing the boundaries of.
I love that game, and $25 was made it hard for me to recommend, and I love that game to death. And it was like everything I wanted. Little bit on the short side, but really that was it. It was just that it was a little bit short for $25. But in terms of like fun factor, the fun factor was 100% there. The nostalgia was 100% there. I love this new price.
Yeah, for $25, I was like, like I said, pushing the boundaries a little bit of what I considered acceptable for the length and for the content. It's an amazing game, but still, I mean, $20 is the magical price point. And I think that RV probably learned their lesson about this. There's a reason that Pixel Ripped 1995 is launching at $20 instead of $25. I'm sure they saw sales spike dramatically when they dropped the price.
Dropped it.
So this just totally makes sense to me. $15 for the original, $20 for the sequel. I mean, make sure you own both of them. They're great.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Perp Games is going to be doing a physical copy of Pixel Ripped 1989, and we'll get into what else they're going to be doing later. What's up, Ryan, for the VR grid?
Well, then before we move on, let's hit that for me one more time.
Got it.
Doing this one? Oh, yeah.
That's Joe Grover, the effing game cat. $30 donation. Thank you, sir.
Oh.
He says, if Dave ever stops having mechanical issues, I'm going to be bummed. It's now an integral part of the show. Sorry, Dave. Got to be frustrating, but that's the facts. We love you for it. We all love you for it. And it gave me a reason to tip.
All right. So I was about to talk about this anyways before he tipped and brought it up. But fun fact, I'm going to have to, I think, get a new laptop or a new desktop because on top of all this shit with me freezing up and being really pixelated and stuff, I found out last night that this new update they put on our laptops, like the corporate, I'm using my work laptop, so I can't open any video editing program at all. They're all blocked. So I can't open Adobe Premiere. I can't do anything. So I had a Pixel Rip 1995 review ready to post yesterday, and I can't finish it because I can't open any of my programs. So that's fucking lame. Double lame.
Yeah, man. So, anyways, though, you guys, we for everyone asking about 1995, we are going to talk about 1995 a little bit later.
Cool.
Just wanted to get that out of the way because that happened. And if you haven't picked up 1989 yet, please do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get pumped because it's coming next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially if you're a retro gamer like me.
Or May, not next
and
week.
like Brian and a lot of people, probably
Also-
Dave too.
Yeah, also just to clarify, Dave, in the most recent press release that we got today for 1995, they said PSVR release in the coming months. I think they're scaling back.
They shifted from May to months.
Yeah, I think they actually
sucks.
said hopefully May to begin with. So they never even said definitely May. They said hopefully May, and then they pulled back to within the next couple months. And I was like, okay, this is kind of becoming a trend for PSVR recently.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a good thing.
I wonder if do we know if they had any thoughts of releasing a physical copy?
They
yeah.
are doing.
Perp
Perp
Games.
Games is
Okay.
doing a physical version.
That might have something to do with it. I mean, I know Last of Us delay had to do with physical.
Well, Perp.
That's why they wanted to have physical copies available for people.
But Perp Games never, almost never, launches day and date. It's usually months
Sirenta
later.
was like the only one I can think of.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
very
Golem
few.
actually came
Yeah.
out too.
Yeah, Golem was day
All
and
right.
date as well. That was a rare exception as well.
That was okay. All right, so moving on, we'll get to 1995 in just a little bit. But first, want to talk about Deficit Games. Has what's this one called, Brian?
VR Skater.
VR Skater.
The last I saw.
We talked about this when it was first announced, and they gave us just a tiny little update, basically saying that they have planned for, I think it was like the early access or something in the summer for PC, and they still said that they are still planning to do PSVR, but it's going to be a while, so don't hold your breath for it. My first thing I loved about this was seeing this was it had that VR Skate or Die thing, and I was a huge Skate or Die fan on NES. That game was so freaking hard, but it was really fun though. But they showed off some gameplay showing doing some of the tricks, and I imagine it's going to work a lot like either like pressing a button or well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like I know you do kind of the sprint vector thing and you swing your arms to get momentum. And then you'll probably do press a combination of buttons or have wrist movements to pull off different tricks. It does seem like it is kind of an on rails thing, but to be honest with you, I'm not that doesn't really turn me away from it. To be honest,
that goes a little more toward the Skate or Die comparison you were making before, where it's just here's your course, fucking go.
Yeah, I mean there was some. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, but they gave you a small little thing, and you had to actually stay within that without crashing.
You don't have to school me on Skate or Die, my friend. Did you ever play?
I'm explaining to those out there who haven't.
Did you ever play Skate or Die 2? No one's fucking played Skate or Die 2 on NES.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I have. It's terrible.
Yeah. No, but it did have the joust mode and stuff. But I just love the idea of extreme sports in VR, and I'm excited for this. Even if it starts out basic, it's a start. This is a start on something, and that's and hopefully it's good, and hopefully it people like it, and then more people make skateboarding games, or these guys make another skateboarding game from what they've learned from here,
or these guys make a snowboarding game and finally make you happy.
Yes.
Yep.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to.
If not, I'll do it myself in
Ubisoft
dreams.
got
Once you
to
get
do
that.
I want Ubisoft to do it.
Why Ubisoft?
Ubisoft or Binary Mill, because Ubisoft has
Binary
done
Mill.
VR stuff already, and they made
Steep. That was
Steep.
good.
And there were some rumblings that potentially Steep might end up getting VR support, but that never came to pass.
Interesting. Yeah, Ubisoft was really a huge supporter of VR for a while, and I think they just like threw a bunch of games at us early on, and then they kind of held off. So hopefully they do that again. PlayStation 5 launch.
They're still trying out other VR stuff. Like they have location-based Assassin's Creed VR stuff that they've been rolling out recently. Like not console or PC stuff, but they're still playing with VR in some form. You know.
If only we had a Ubisoft insider to let us know.
Yeah. Reach.
Hit me, Dave.
Oh, I gotcha.
Don't leave me!
That comes from Donatello, the scientist game cat, with the $9.99. I know it's Joshua, but hint, hint. I'm going to force him to change his name because I just keep calling him Donnie. He says, now that we are beginning to see sequels for PSVR, are there any sequels for PSVR that you would like to see for the PS5?
You know, I like that Josh was taking advantage of his donation, right? A lot of people say have a comment, but then but like sometimes it's like, hey, let's derail the show and ask us a question.
Yeah,
I like it doesn't
make the
happen
show
often.
like as long as we possibly can.
It's like viewer takeover, like fucking
Inserted into the
right, like
The stuffed
lubed
crust
up and
pizza.
shoved right into the middle of the show.
Yeah, it's like the stuffed crust pizza version of
Yeah, I mean, so Astrobot's your answer?
Astrobot, Resident Evil 8. There's plenty of good answers. Farpoint.
What are you guys just naming everything?
You got to go fast. What's yours?
I thought we were each going to name one.
Yeah, this isn't viewer takeover.
Soulless Project. What else can I name that AJ wants to say?
Souls Project would have had a sequel if people bought it, but they didn't. So
yeah.
no sequel.
Preda,
Same
Vendetta
with-
Rising
same
again.
With, In
Oh,
Death.
God,
In Death will never get a sequel
Yeah.
because that company, what are they called?
Soulfar Studios.
Soulfar Studios. They are donezo. That's why it's
I didn't
important to
realize that.
support
That's
the games you love.
Yeah.
But anyways, he says we'll change the name. AJ, love the Donatello Nick. Awesome, man. Donatello the game cat. Come on, man. The scientist game cat. Come on, that's good stuff. If I had a cat, I'd name him Donatello.
Jesus. Tornado's not going to be jealous of your cat. Like,
Yes, you will.
maybe.
I would of course do Farpoint because where the story left off in Farpoint, I want to see it continue. No spoilers.
Hey, also, what the fuck? Kevgrat, what are you doing, man? Why are you earning achievements in Pixar of 1995 instead of being here?
I haven't seen Kevgrat in a minute. As long as he's there,
He bailed on us.
Yeah, he totally bailed. I haven't seen him.
I needed
forever.
to give him shit. So when he finally watches this in 3 months, when he comes back, he's like, "Oh, I was missed. That's strange." Yep. All right, let's move on, man.
Yeah, I don't know if Farpoint's going to get a sequel, but I sure hope so.
What do you mean you don't know? It's like we haven't heard from Impulse Gear
Well,
since
SB
Farpoint.
says that Farpoint's not getting a sequel, so there it's true. No, I don't know. I would love for Farpoint to get a sequel.
Listen, SB might know some shit about sex robots, but I don't think he knows shit about Impulse Gear. All right, just saying.
Oh man,
what happens in Discord does not stay in Discord, my friends. Also, join our Discord, everybody. Links in the description. That's where we fucking hang out 24/7.
We need dirt on all you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Sex robot time. All right, what's the next story on the list, buddy?
Okay, next is you sure you don't want to keep talking about sex robots more,
Dude? We can derail. I'm down. Derail the show.
Yesterday was Earth Day, National Earth Day, which also marked the 1-year anniversary of Jupiter and Mars. The dolphin game. It's like Echo the Dolphin.
It's like Echo the Dolphin because it's got a dolphin.
They hate it when you say Echo the Dolphin. They fucking lose their shit.
I know. That's why I said. Brian hates it even more.
I think it's hilarious, to be honest with you. Because it's so fucking base level boring like comparison. It's like the laziest comparison you can possibly make.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a dolphin in it. Okay,
so it's
like Echo then, right?
Yeah, but Echo the Dolphin revolutionized dolphin game. Okay,
I mean, Flipper, the TV show, revolutionized dolphins in movies and stuff. But you don't always see a dolphin in a movie and say, "Oh, this is Flipper, isn't it? I've seen this."
When you see a border collie, do you say, "Oh, that's a border collie"? Or you say, "Oh, that's one of them Lassie type dogs"?
I don't say either of them. I think I just let it be, and I just don't comment on the dog.
I'm surprised that I don't even know if that is Border Collie. I think it is. But anyways, Jupiter Tigertron at Tigertron NYC is doing a Earth Day giveaway. So they'll pick 3 lucky winners. If you guys want a copy of Jupiter and Mars, go to my Twitter and retweet that thing. And good luck. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Is that really all you have to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, they did the update. I will plug them because they did the update for that we
Which
requested.
update are you talking about?
They did like it's somewhat of a pro patch.
The graphics are slightly better than they were at launch. Right. But they didn't give us.
Did they fix the sign posting, like where you can't tell where the fuck you're supposed to go the whole time?
No.
Okay, well that's better than the graphics for a fix. If the game was fun to play, I would have no problem with it.
It looks so much better now.
It does.
I would say it looks better. It looks better.
The first level,
it looks like a clear PS1 game now instead of a blurry PS1 game.
I just feel like every level after the first level like just doesn't hold up. It's like it's just kind of muddy and boring looking. And the first level kind of looks nice, and the rest of them are like, oh, whatever. I can't wait to get through this level. And Super Galaxy Godstar. Yes, we do know when Saints and Sinners coming out. We'll tell you later. Not on this episode, like a future episode. Yeah. Sorry.
I liked. There were moments in this game that I really liked. I know for a lot of it is really poorly paced, and I really wish there was more like stealth, like fast-paced stealth stuff like they did because I thought that was really good. Some of the areas were really cool when they're like these like sprawling environments and stuff, like huge things. But yeah, overall, I mean, definitely worth free, guys. Go enter the contest. Get a free PSVR game. Be happy.
It is what it is. It's like I think the game excelled at being an awesome collectathon, but other than being an awesome collectathon, like unless you want to spend hours each level tracking down like literally every last thing, then I'm like, maybe it's not really the game for me. What are you gonna do? Moving along.
All right, so the Binary Mill they've recently linked up with Perp Games, and they are releasing a triple pack of Gun Club VR, Rush VR, and Mini Motor Racing. They're about $20 each. One of them is $25. I think maybe Gun Club is 20. No, Mini Motor I think is 25. But they're doing 100 copies to give away, and if you get within the first 100, it's like you get this special limited sleeve with only 100 made. So just want to give a shout out to them. And you have to, if you're in the US, you have to fill out a quote. You have to get a quote from them. If you're in the Europe though, you can just go to the store and buy it. Yeah. But just want to give a shout out because I love all 3 of those games. Mini Motor, is probably my least favorite of the 3, but it still does some really awesome things. And the first person mode is pretty fun.
Just out of curiosity, is that a 3-disc box set, or is it all on one disc?
No, you have 3 discs.
Yeah,
3 separate discs. Okay.
Right. If you can actually buy them at different times as well. But as long as you buy all 3 and they still have the sleeve, you'll get it.
Yeah. So
I just feel like the amount of overkill putting like Gun Club on a disc, storage space wise, that probably takes up like this much of the entire Blu-ray disc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that I guess maybe Perp Games isn't as popular as I thought they were, because when they announce collector's items, I always expect them to go very fast, especially when they say something like, hey, the Binary Mill collection, three games in one package, in that package that holds it together, the outer cardboard sleeve, is limited to 100 copies. And I go, oh, well, that's a cool collector set. I need to order that. 100 copies. I ordered it right away, right? And I was like, that's expensive, but I need this because there's only 100 of them.
I bought it too.
And it's
how
PSVR.
Much is it? Wait, how much?
It's like $90.
Ah.
Well, I mean, 3 games, so roughly.
Yeah, I know, but I have them all.
Yeah, no, same. But luckily,
I did spend 70 on Accounting Plus, but we got Tree Guy out of it, so that's all I'm saying.
I mean, in all fairness, I don't think I actually bought any of these games the first time. I think that Binary Mill probably sent me a key for each of them, and so I give a little bit back to.
If you think about what Perp Games has published, though, this is kind of a step up for them. I think
that was a good sentence with lots of P's.
Perp Games is published.
No. It was fine. It was just funny to listen to.
Sorry.
Anyway, but the fact is that that box set is still available. Like there's only 100. They should have sold out in minutes. Instead, it's like, oh, a week later, still available. Like, what?
I think it depends on like your pedigree too. Like limited run games, those sell out immediately. But limited run games, the whole thing is like, we sell these out immediately. You better get here really fucking fast. Perp games isn't usually about that, like small batch, get here as soon as you can kind of thing. So I don't think there were people sitting there waiting at 6 a.m. like clicking, refreshing, trying to get the shit.
Although if you do hang out at Perp enough, you do realize that most of their releases do have some kind of limited run at launch, where it's the first 100 games of these we sell will have an autographed sleeve. All the developers sign it, and so like that actually happens pretty frequently with their games.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
And the fact that there's such a small run of those things is awesome. Limited run has sort of fallen off for people, I think, because it got too excessive. Like they released too many games, so now because there's so many limited run games, it feels like there are no limited run games anymore. Right? It just seems like, oh, do you have this one? Who the fuck cares? There's like thousands of limited run games. It doesn't matter.
True. I get emails from them all the time, and I'm just like, don't care. Dude,
and the number of times they go limited to 4,000 copies, I was like, no. Let me know when you have something that's 1,000 or less, because at this point, like, no one cares anymore. Limited run kind of like did themselves in. They cannibalized the market.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we move on?
Let's move on.
All right.
Yes. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you okay.
You sound beautiful.
Okay. My thing was dropping a little bit, so I'm just...
My thing was rising a little bit.
All right, so... Brian, you're going to have to take this one away. Brian, before the show, Brian said, hey, did you see that thing about the robot for PS5? And I was like,
the
no.
sex robot?
And he was like...
No, unfortunately
He was like, can we talk about the robot? And I was like, I was like, is it PSVR related? And he was like, well, it's PS5 related. So he has convinced me to add this to the list just because it has some relation to PS5. Brian, please enlighten me. What is this PS5 robot?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up on the screen first and foremost so everyone can see what we're talking about here. And there we go. There's a nice little picture. Dave's gone, so like, that's a thing. And then I got the thing over here. Okay, we're just going to leave the title Binary Male Loves Perp Games up for this whole thing because whatever. And then, okay, so over on, and thank you, Doug Food Ninja Cat, for putting this in the PSVR news section of the Discord. But this is over on inverse.com. I'm not familiar with the website, so take this with as many grains of salt as required. They posted an article with that patent on it, saying the PlayStation 5's most bizarre innovation may have just been revealed in the form of a new patent Sony filed for a robot that will sympathize with the gamer as they play, sharing in all the highs and lows that come with a strenuous gaming session. Now it seems Sony wants to develop a PS5 robot to hype you up every time you get a kill in Call of Duty, perhaps to augment yet another patent that tracks pupil dilation through VR headset. It might overlap, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, say hello to Hikoemon. And hopefully I got that right. Hikoemon, Hikoemon, a puffy-looking gaming companion that Sony wants you to sit next to while you play video games. So all the little guy or gal can cheer. So all the while the little guy or gal can cheer you on or comfort you after a tough loss. Details about this potential PS5 robot were published on a Sony patent application Thursday, and at least in the concept mock-up, looks like a little cloud with eyes, arms, and legs with some very noticeable shoes. He said to come with the ability to speak, move its arms, legs in reaction to PS5 users' gameplay and actions toward it. So,
Brian,
yo,
would this little robot companion help you with your gaming?
I mean,
would it enhance your gaming experience, your PSVR gaming experience?
Listen, there. You know when you play a Nintendo game and you die too many times, it goes, do you want to switch to easy mode? That alone pisses me off. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Don't just let me keep trying until I like lose my fucking shit. I have a feeling this would be the same thing. Like like if I died, it would go, oh, it's okay, Brian. And I'm like, no, go fuck yourself. Right? It would make bad things worse. The other part of this is real quick. Like the article was speculating that this would be packed in with the PlayStation 5, with the fact that Sony is already struggling so hard with the price point of the PlayStation 5, leads me to believe that this is certainly not going to be a pack-in, and most definitely will never leave Japan. Like, this is so Japanese that we're never going to see this here.
I don't think this is ever going to leave patent, honestly. This looks like a patent to me. When I see this little fucking
this
hash
patent
brown
looks like
guy
a
sitting
patent
on the couch
Yeah.
Next to you, I will say, if it was cool, this would be the perfect time to already have one. Because I've been, isolating, self-quarantine, whatever, by myself in my house, by myself for fucking long enough that I would hang out with that little dude. I would, let him talk to me. Just to have somebody to talk to.
So what you're saying is you're losing it.
No, what I'm saying is that we're all going to be losing it at some point, because by the time this comes out, we'll all have been through a year of this. If it doesn't come back again, if we don't get it next year, people are going to be desperately lonely. And I would give that man a hug. I would give that little man a hug. He looks so fuzzy.
See, there are stuffed animals I would consider buying before this. There are sex dolls I would consider buying before this. There are so many things I would consider about that would, make my solitude more enjoyable. I don't want anything related to video games sitting on my couch or me while I play video games. I just don't want this. Nothing about this.
I don't think it will ever exist. I don't believe it's ever going to exist.
I like having my dog around, or a pet, something.
Okay.
And so, no, this is not for me either. This is definitely not for me.
Didn't Sony already kind of take a swing at the virtual pet thing too? Didn't they have those little robot dogs?
Yeah, those weren't they wildly successful though?
Were they?
I thought so.
I would much more prefer a virtual reality or augmented reality kind of thing than an actual physical robot thing next to me. Unless it could pour me coffee or go get me coffee or something like that.
Or clean.
Yeah. Any of those and I'd be fine with. But yeah, that's about it for me, man.
Yeah, not going to happen. All right. Cool. Let's move on. This was just a random thing we found. It was we need to talk about it, and now we can stop talking about it.
All right.
Well, hold on. One thing I have to say real quick.
Sure.
This is very interesting to me, and I did not know this. I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Aibo, which is that dog I was talking about. Mm-hmm. It says Aibo is meant to be a companion robot for adults. I thought it was for kids. I could have sworn it was for kids.
Isn't it crazy expensive, thousands of dollars or something?
I'm sure it was. It came out 21 years ago, so imagine how expensive a fucking robot dog would be at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably quite expensive.
Yeah.
All right. So we got some great news from Monochrome, developers of Contagion VR. They have posted in their Discord. They said, "Hello, survivors. We are proud to announce the release of the long-awaited, much-anticipated biotech mission update." This, of course, being for the PC side. Sorry if that was trolling you a little bit. But it says, "We poured our heart and soul into this release, and we're incredibly excited for you guys to dig in and play it. With 7 levels in total, bringing new zombie types, new weapons, and several other awesome surprises, biotech is by far the biggest mission yet." So,
they say 7 levels?
7 levels. Oh, maybe no, 7 levels in total. With 7 levels in total, bringing new zombie types, new weapons, and several other awesome surprises.
I'm so confused by that. I'm like, what's 7 levels? What does it refer to?
It definitely makes it sound like 7 levels in the biotech mission chapter.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what
this is by far the biggest mission yet, by far. So I would imagine that means 7 levels in that, with new zombies, new weapons, several other awesome surprises. Congrats to them, Monochrome. We all know we really like the first level, and then it kind of tapered off from there. But I know they've really worked hard on this one, and this is going to be a free update for anyone that owns it. So great news for anybody that already owns the game. But yeah, it coming out on PC. It's been released now, and so yeah, we can expect the PSVR port. Interesting enough, they said that a lot of the stuff in this update brings it it says there's a lot of optimizations fixes that bring it up to par with the PSVR port. So I was like,
That's interesting.
so the PC version was worse.
Well,
I think
there is some realism to that, because like when you're porting a game to a system that's less powerful, you have to figure out what you can cut to optimize the performance. So if you can take those cuts performance wise and put them back into the base game once you've done that, you're just making it better. You know what I mean? Like what you learn from what can I cut out to make this run, you can still use that on the PC and just improve what's already there. So that makes sense, I think.
I like the new gameplay elements that they've shown off a little bit. It seems like there's a little bit of driving.
I'm
going.
kind of avoiding. I don't know if are you playing it right now?
The trailer.
Yeah.
Have you seen this show before?
I haven't seen. Did you say driving?
He said, "Have you seen this show before?
Yeah.
Have you ever been part of or viewed this show that we're on?"
Generally, in the bottom left-hand corner, whenever we're talking about something, there is video reflecting.
He's just being a dick, AJ. He's just being a dick.
So they had shown off some driving in a very, very early stage, like a year ago.
Right.
And now there's definitely, they show a guy like, in a car with hands on the steering wheel. And then also there seems to be a segment where you're on a turret on top of a vehicle, shooting down things like almost like a rail shooter. So I like that they're mixing things up. It was really nice when they did episode 3, and that was like a escape room type thing. And it was really strange the way they did it, because it didn't seem to fit, but it was a nice break from the action. Be like, hey, here's something different. And if they can kind of meld different gameplay mechanics into a new awesome level, instead of making it this entirely separate thing that felt out of place, I think they'll be onto something.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this, man. I already own the game, so I got nothing to lose here. I'm definitely looking forward to playing this, and I hope it turns it around. I know some people had some like issues with this game. I never really did, so I consider myself very lucky.
The fact that they just dropped the PC update and didn't really like announce that it was coming, other than to say, hey, it's coming eventually, and then they just drop it without any announcement. Saying, hey, it's coming tomorrow, or it's coming, next week, or it's coming on this date. It leads me to believe that when the exact same thing's going to happen on PSVR. This thing was supposed to be done by the end of Q1, and that was 23 days ago.
They've been. I mean,
what could be holding them up?
It.
What could possibly be holding them up? I wonder.
yeah.
So that's holding up every other game.
But I do feel like we're not gonna get a release date for Biotech. It's just gonna fucking update on the store. The game's just going to do an automatic download or something. We won't know until it just kind of gets sprung upon us.
Good to know that it's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Now they just got to get past that final boss called Sony QA. All right, so Gran Turismo got an update today and added a brand new vehicle, which I gave a test run to. It is the Toyota GR Supra RZ 2020 edition, and man, I had a blast with this.
Is that a front wheel drive car? It looks like a front wheel drive car.
I have no idea, actually.
I fucking hate front wheel drive cars in Gran Turismo. I spin out like crazy.
I will say, so I did a stream on this earlier, and I'll tell you what I love about Gran Turismo. Besides the fact that 3 years later and they're still updating it, and every time they do an update, they mostly include VR stuff with it as well. The only things they haven't is like usually performance related. Like they updated some tracks with like rain, and there was no rain on the VR tracks because obviously it probably couldn't handle it. But this game with the wheel, man, this car was so cool to drive because it was so much different. I'm always praising the cars in this game for the variety. It's amazing to me how they can actually nail how a car feels. Like I feel like I'm driving different cars and I'm just playing a game. It's just, there's a lot of games that don't pull that off very well. And I think that's one thing that makes Gran Turismo is that they do. This one had slow acceleration, but it had excellent handling and drift. So I was like screeching around corners. And then the top speed was super fast. I was going through normal levels. I hit like 250 miles an hour. and then I actually like started to panic a little bit because like this isn't like a level where you're just supposed to like floor it. It was a little tiny part, but man, it was so much fun. It was so intense that I literally started getting nervous about how fast I was going. And then I took it out to the actual speed track, and I got like 322 miles an hour. And that's a good feeling, guys. That's a really fun feeling in VR, especially when you got a fan on you and stuff. Mr. Roboto, Domo Arigato, says those are rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, Geisen said the same thing too. I know nothing about cars. I just looked at the car and I was like, that looks like a classic Gran Turismo, like front-wheel drive car that I would suck with. Just like
the handling was way too good. I think the handling would have been a lot worse. The handling was amazing in this. Of all the cars, I've never had a car that had like drifting like this, which was really cool. But man, I love this game so much, man, and I love their continued support on it.
Dude, if I ever get a wheel, I think I'm gonna have like a hardcore Gran Turismo phase, because like just thinking about playing it with the wheels, and at this point what they've added is kind of an exciting prospect. But I'm not that excited to go back to it with the DualShock 4, really.
I do like it with DualShock 4, but yeah, I know what you mean. It took me a while, but people talk about the VR content in this mode. I looked at my playtime. I have 15 hours in Gran Turismo Sport. That's only VR. 15 hours. It's not bad.
Well, I thought you had to play flat screen to unlock stuff in VR.
Nope.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know how many times I got to shout this from the top of a mountain, but yeah, you can play just the VR mode. I have 15 hours just the VR mode. There are some things that are easier to get in the flat screen, but yeah, this game is amazing, man. It's one of the best looking. It's my favorite one. Yeah, the gameplay, everything. It's got the best variety as well. It's got go-karts, convertibles, F1 cars. Like Formula cars.
But was it on IGN's top 25? That's the real question.
No, but neither was Skyrim, so fuck them.
So just to clarify, because I feel like things maybe changed since launch. So if that's the case, let me know. If it's not the case, let me know. Corks the Game Cat said at PSVR Underground, is there a way to unlock all the VR content without playing the flat version? Because are there any cars that are locked under the flat version, or is there anything?
There's very few. There's very few. Like I said, there's just a couple things that are locked, but you're talking about so much. There's so many cars that are unlocked. I mean, all it takes is credits. All you got to do is just race. But not all of the content is VR, no. But there's a lot of VR content, is what I'm saying. The problem is at launch, there was like 4 VR levels. Right?
Yeah. And at that point, I got the impression strongly that to unlock stuff, you had to play flat screen.
Yeah, I feel like I was told that by everyone who was playing it at the time.
Yeah, I think we were all on the same page with that.
15 hours.
I mean, they've added a lot of stuff. I just wonder if maybe as they're adding updates.
AJ, were you playing it at launch?
Do you just get it as a freebie? Do you just get those as a freebie?
But
you don't have to unlock the...
No, you have to. So you race these levels. There's time trials, and then there's VR Drive where you actually race against an AI, and it matches the AI to whatever your car you're driving. So
no, but what I'm asking is when they release new stages and new cars and stuff, do you have to go out there and play stages to unlock them, or do you just get them added for free? Like you're just there.
I bought using in-game currency that I earned from the VR stuff only. I did not have to play any flat screen stuff. I had the currency from just racing. You also get money from for driving a certain amount, for playing a certain amount. You build up these little challenges that fill up, and then you unlock them, and it gives you a bunch of XP, a bunch of money, a bunch of credits and stuff like that. So, yeah, you can. I just went into the game and just used my in-game credits and bought this car. And that was it.
Just remind us here. Do you know off the top of your head the current base price? Is that $29.99?
No. They dropped it. Yeah, they dropped it to $20.
It's like a greatest hits or something now. PS Classics or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or is it just $20? Because I know they started doing that with God of War was part of their. It's got a little red thing on it that says it's one of the best games or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't think the PSVR content alone was worth it at launch, well, now there's a shitload more PSVR content, and it's fucking 1/3 the price. So if you guys are like driving enthusiasts, then this sounds great. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm waiting for Ridge Racer.
Oh yeah,
Ridge Racer would be cool.
Although I think I might actually go back in and buy this again because I had it on. Honestly, I just rented it pretty much. Not rented, but like got it pre-owned from GameStop and then just brought it back within a week. And got my full refund. But yeah, no, I think I might buy this now. You've convinced me, AJ.
I did buy stuff with in-game credits. No, nothing else. And I get, I see somebody saying Dirt Rally is the entire game. Look, I like Dirt Rally as well.
Indeed.
Yes, I like that. Guess what? Even though it's the entire game, Gran Turismo Sport still has more variety. So I don't really like that argument of it's not the entire game when it has more variety and it's like it looks better. It's a better looking game. It has more levels.
That's
it
debatable.
has more variety.
That's debatable because you're saying this game.
You have dirt rally tracks.
AJ, you're saying this game can't. You said GT Sport can't pull off weather effects. Dirt Rally pulls off weather effects.
Looks
Looks
great.
pretty good.
Weather effects.
Yeah, it
Okay,
looks pretty goddamn good.
Weather effects.
That raises it up a notch, I think.
Okay, I mean that's fair, but I mean,
and I still like Drive Club better. Because Drive Club,
dead.
Full grid of racers. Even if the online support is done,
just
full grid
more
of racers.
racing. Give us just more racing games. I think
Seriously.
the only one we really have to look forward. We get so few little like racers, and again, like I said, I do like Dirt Rally a lot. I think it's hardcore as hell. I don't think it's for everybody because I think it's a little too hard for some people. But and I also, I mean, each one has their pluses and minuses. I love both.
Yeah.
So, but Gran Turismo Sport is just, in my opinion, the better one. I don't care if it's doesn't have rain effects or is not the whole game.
We're following. We totally understand your side of the story.
In a similar way that you don't care what we think, we also don't.
It still
care.
receives updates. All right, but anyways, moving on. I love both. Both are my babies.
I'm just gonna go play mini motor racing. Screw all.
All right, guys, it is time. We still have some more news, but we're gonna shift gears here, like right there, and we're gonna talk about Pixel Ripped 1995, which just came out today on PC. You have to wait.
And Oculus Quest as well. Don't forget that.
Quest did
That's
get
where
released.
Brian and I played it.
Well, yeah, but we didn't have the final version. Ours didn't have the collectible trading cards in it yet, so it has been
I still think
updated.
it's really weird. Excuse me. I still think it's very weird that 1989 is not on the Quest, but 1995 came out on Quest.
Well, maybe I'm sure they'll get to it
strange.
later.
I think they're working on it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're missing out.
Yeah. So, AJ,
Hey,
you recently had the privilege or the honor or the
I did.
enjoyment of interviewing Anna and the team over at Arvory. How did that all go down? What did they talk about with 1995?
That was so much fun, man. You guys got to check it out. There's a channel called the PSVR Chat Show. You can go look it up. Just search for it on YouTube, and you can see the full interview. I've also got a link to it on my last Pixel Rip 1989 interview. Anna, as you can imagine, she's always such a blast. She is like one of the most charismatic people that you could ever be around in this industry. They also had Ricardo, the CEO of Arvory Interactive. They also had like Barbara, Fabio, Polino, Theseus. I think
No one has any idea who any of the people you're talking about.
A lot of developers also joined in as well, and they were really, really sweet, and they were so excited to be there. And these people do these rec room recreations of Pixel Ripped or whatever thing they're doing the interview on. But definitely should go check that out if you guys get a chance. It was really such a blast. And yeah, they gave us a bunch of more information on Pixel Rip 1995, told us what the difference between Will was there, right, Brian? That guy's Will. He was there. So maybe that's enough reason for you to watch it.
Did he ask
He
about
got
me?
to ask. Yes. No, he asked a question.
No, he didn't ask about me.
He didn't ask about you specifically, no.
This
But
is
he did ask.
this is as gay as I get. Whenever we talk about Will, I'm like,
I was a little starstruck with Will there. Ryan, I was like, man, Ryan from the VR Grid. Hey, what's up, man? But Will, I was like, oh my god,
Ryan.
Stop.
Everybody's gonna Ryan. It's nothing.
Oh, love you, Ryan.
Yeah, totally. So actually, maybe we should preface the rest of this conversation and let people know that there are things we're going to be talking about. We don't want to spoil the game, but we
No
are.
spoilers.
But the problem is that like the trailer kind of spoils the game. You can't talk about this game or even show any video footage whatsoever about this game without saying, without spoiling some stuff. Because the great thing about 1995 is going, oh my god, it's this game, or it's reminiscent of this game, or they're paying homage to this game, or this game reminds me of this game, or they're whatever, right? And so and every time something like that pops up, you go, oh, this is so cool, and like that's why Pixel Ripped is so good. Like that's why Pixel Ripped like pulls at the heartstrings, because any retro gamers out there are going to be like, oh man, I remember this game. And so if you don't want anything spoiled, like if you don't want to know what games are referenced, like you might want to tune out for a couple minutes, because it's going to be
the other thing.
I don't want any spoilers.
I don't know what you. No, you'll be fine. We're not going to spoil too much. Although you can if you want to. Honestly, we can just I'll text you when we're done talking about it. No, but what I was going to say real quick is I just came in. My laptop messed up, but I heard you talking about that feeling of nostalgia that you get from the games themselves.
Yeah.
One really big part of this one that is not a spoiler at all, that makes it, I think, a big step above the first one, is the fact that the kind of world around you and the characters and the story that's around those games actually drives that point home way better than the first one. Being in school and trying to keep away from the teacher is one thing, but in this, there's this arc where your mother is really disapproving of video games, and throughout the course of this, you see every character has an arc. Like your character does, the bully in your neighborhood has an arc, your mom has an arc, your dad has an arc. And all those things kind of play together in a way that make you feel like what it was like to be a kid. And especially for you, AJ, growing up in a household like that where it was kind of like frowned upon to play games, right?
Yes. Yeah, I had to fight for every single game I played.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people will really, really relate to that in a way that goes beyond just the games themselves. So I think it's got more of an emotional hit this time. It's a stronger experience overall for that feeling, I think.
So if you watched the interview, Dave.
I did watch the part where they talked about the
Barbara?
writer they brought in. Yeah, Barbara.
They brought in Barbara at the very end of Pixel Rip 1989. So that's like where the little bit of story in 1989 came from. But yeah, Barbara is responsible for actually writing an entire story. So
she is also the mother character, I believe. I think she voices the mom.
Oh,
cool. But yeah, there is supposed to be like a whole story. I don't know. You guys obviously know. But I did think that's cool that they added a story element to it. And you're saying that it was pretty good too.
Oh, I loved it. I think it makes the whole thing a better product. Pixel Rip 1989, everyone
like more
loved.
of a full package.
Yeah, it's like what else should a good sequel do than take what was there, expand on it, and give you like the perfect version of what could have been in the first game if they'd had the experience and budget and everything. You know what I mean? I loved it.
Can I ask you guys a quick question, Brian? I know you want to say something.
Yeah.
We had this every time we talked about Pixel Rip 1995 before you guys played it. Mm-hmm. You guys would always say, "I hope they do something more, something different." You even said something that you would like them to do a different game at times. And to be honest with you, that bothered me because I was like, I want more.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I was wrong. I think I was not wrong, but I didn't need to worry. There was nothing to worry about.
You got what you wanted, like something more.
When I played it, I was very satisfied. I didn't think to myself, "Oh, this is exactly what I was worried about. It's just the same old thing again." No, it's different enough. It's expanded enough, and
nice.
People will really, really like it.
I'm very happy to hear that because while I understood where you guys were coming from, I was like, yes, I want it to be better, be more. I was also like, I don't want a completely different game. I love this series for what it is, and I want to see more of it. And I didn't want anything like too drastically different. To be honest with you, that would like get to me a little bit. So I'm really, really happy to hear that.
One thing I'm curious about, and Brian, I don't know if you know anything, or AJ, if you know anything, or if Anna said anything during the interview. As far as picking what the next era is, what the next date, we got 1989, we got 1995. They're not to spoil too much, but they did something different this time. And how are they deciding what? Do you know how they're deciding what the next one is?
I did ask that in the interview, and it is in that interview. And
can you tell me real quick right now, because I'm here and asking you right now?
I can tell you. I do want to encourage everybody to go watch that interview still.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really, really fun to do and really awesome. But essentially, they are using. Do you remember that at the end of Pixel Art 1989, you were able to choose a year? It sounded like they haven't now. They didn't say specifically like which one is going to be next. But they did say that it sounded like to me that they're using the same data, that even though, that one was the 95 won first place, it sounds like they're going to use whatever won second place next.
Okay, so that explains what my question was, because from what you've said, people could probably judge. There isn't a thing at the end of this game where you choose which one you won next. Right. So if they're just going off the original data, that makes sense. Right. That makes sense. So I guess for some reason I expected, not knowing that, when I got to the end, I was like, ooh, what do I get to pick for the next era? Like, what are my options? And that part's not in there. It's just to, set expectations. So if you played the first one, or if you haven't played it yet and you want to vote, I guess that's what matters. So,
yeah. Man, I'm like so far behind on the list of shit that I want to talk about.
I know, sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just trying to pick up the pieces. And so you had asked about responding to our comments that we're making within the last few weeks about Pixel Ripped, and I do think that this was a very successful sequel, and I'm really glad that they made it. It's the first game to me felt like, hey, we have a bunch of different ideas. It's like, hey, at a certain point you're playing in a classroom, and then you're over here, you're on the schoolyard, and then you're over here and you're doing this. And it was kind of loose. There's a story that kind of loosely tied it all together, but really it felt like it was just kind of fucking cobbled together, right? It felt like a lot of glue and duct tape and shit. And
it was, to be fair, it was like a student project that grew into something, because people in the Rift community were checking it out because it got uploaded by Anna when she was using it as her student project, and people said, this is really cool, we got to do something with this. And then they cobbled stuff onto that core idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still a student's graduating thesis, and it's not going to be, they all have a lot more perspective and experience and how to assemble a game now. I have to assume that they've been doing it for a few more years. So yeah. Oop, Danny Parker.
Hold on. There was actually
we missed another one too.
Oh, we missed another one. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Get
back. K Panic, the Paper Game Cat in the Room. 10 Buckaroos says, "Sorry, I'm late. Loving the debate. Did AJ try to seduce Anne with his Bane voice?"
No, I did not. No, I have tons of respect for everybody in this industry, and yeah.
I also feel like that wouldn't work. I don't think that would work. You're in front of an audience of people and you try to seduce someone with a Bane voice. That seems a strikeout, real strikeout. Okay, we got another one.
You're squeezing my body, no!
That's Danny. Oh, that's Danny once again with the 5, and he says, "Do people actually know that all your base are belong to us is one of the first memes ever?" I remember that being one of the first memes I ever experienced, and I thought it was hilarious.
Danny Parker, do you know what my favorite meme is from a video game? I'll let you guess first, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah. There's no way anyone's going to guess that. But.
It's older.
Yeah.
So anyway,
this old Clonoa memes or whatever, right? Just kidding. Anyone know Clonoa?
Yeah, I know.
I love Clonoa. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
No, I'm good. We should probably move on.
No, I mean, are you sure? I feel like this is kind of the main thing people were curious about. I don't think we've covered. I missed some of the discussion.
So the embargo is up. I mean, yeah, there's stuff from the interview they can find. You guys said a little bit about it, but yeah, I mean, overall, did you like it? Did you love it? Tell what happened?
Yeah, no, I love it. I think as a game, it's better than 89 was. As a game,
it is. Yeah,
right?
100%.
It's not as challenging, and I think people who are looking for platform challenge are going to be kind of upset. They're going to say,
I have to slightly modulate or disagree.
I didn't die once in the entire game. I played through it from start to finish without dying once. Pixel Ripped Pixel Ripped 89, I died hundreds of times. And so, I mean, so that was my experience. But feel free to modulate on your own.
Yeah, okay. So real quick, I also want to say to SB, who says Klonoa isn't older than all your base. That was a joke. Totally a joke. There are no Klonoa memes, and I know that that's true. Anyways, what I was going to say is I think
Tomba
the difficulty, Tomba memes, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
The arc, like the curve of difficulty, is better in this game.
Okay.
Because in the first one, a lot of parts were really goddamn easy and you wouldn't die. And then you'd reach a boss and you were like tearing your fucking hair out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this has been like my 10th try. This is just frustrating. Come on, where did this difficulty come from out of nowhere? And so I think this one doesn't have that moment, but there is still challenge to it in some levels. Like, I remember one part specifically where, not to spoil too much, but you're playing the Castlevania style game that they've got in here, and you're trying to keep your mom from waking up. And so if you step on a certain thing in the game, and this is one of my favorite mechanics, there's little parts of the world that if you step on trigger a sound that wakes your mom up. And then you have to reach off the controller, grab a thing, turn it off real quick, and then go back. Yeah. But there are these like certain segments where you have to do that, and it's almost inevitable you're going to hit one of those things while you're doing the run. And you have to turn off the TV in the middle of like doing what you're doing, and then turn it back on, and then run, and then turn it back off, and it gets a little. You're juggling a few things, and I think sometimes that was done really well in this game. Obviously, with this kind of thing, it's a little hit and miss. Some mechanics aren't as fun as the others. Like the first stage, you're just shooting the little dart gun, which is pretty similar to the spitball in Pixel Ripped. But then from there, they do have some pretty interesting ideas. I think like. Switching between game worlds, like you're playing two games simultaneously, and what happens in one game affects what happens in the other game. That's kind of a cool meta thing that they do. They just they've got some clever ideas here, and the most clever one I don't want to spoil, but I want to say, when you get to a part that reminds you of like Star Fox, I love the mechanics in that part. I think it's so interesting, so cool way to like represent that gameplay in VR. Yeah, better than having a controller. So
I want to address.
They did some really cool stuff here. But yeah, go ahead.
I want to address something that the VR grid said. It said, discuss how the DualShock 4 will be awesome with this. And I will tell you that from beginning to end, when I was playing on the Quest, which obviously has the Quest controllers very separate, a lot of the time you have your hands together as if you're playing like with a controller, a gamepad, right? But very frequently, you're reaching out with one hand to take your hand off the gamepad to pick something up in the environment, right? Whether it to be grab another gamepad, whether it to be to grab a remote control, whether it to be this or that or whatever, like all those little things that Pixel Ripped 1989 was good at. There's even more of it in 95. My concern is that if it's all gaze based, like the pea shooter or the spitball launcher, whatever you call it, in the first level of 89, you had to like, while you were playing, you had to like look at it and wait for the little circle to fill up to have it just like in your mouth and then just aim around. And I really hope that that's not the solution in 95, because it felt really good to be able to reach out and grab the different items and use them that way. And I don't think some of the levels are going to work as well if, like, hopefully there's like a button you can click to say, like, let go of the controller, and so grab it. You said that's it?
That's also in the interview. They talk about using the DualShock 4, and they actually said that because you're using a controller in the game, that it's actually more immersive that way. And they said that they
thought about that. Yeah,
they said that they were really satisfied with the little system that they came up with of just pressing a button to like release your hand and you can grab stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, they said they were really satisfied with the DualShock 4 controller.
That's good. I'm really glad that it's not the gaze-based thing, because that would have bothered me for this.
Yeah, no.
VR Grid is saying in all caps, did any of you play this using a gamepad?
Yeah, what are you spamming the chat for, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, because we don't have PC. We have Quest, and you can't use gamepads on Quest. We just use the Quest controllers. But it was fine. I think I agree with a lot of what you said there about how it feels nice to reach your hand off. But I did have a few issues where, like, at the very beginning, when you start out, you have to hold it up like a handheld, and you have to just kind of keep your hands in this awkward position. And I thought that's how it was going to be the whole time. Luckily, it's not. But that sort of holding onto the controller thing, the stickiness occasionally threw me off, where, like, So what happens is when you move your hand off the controller, it kind of like unsticks. Like there's a kind of a curve where it's like still attached, still attached, still attached, and then it comes off. And sometimes when I'm reattaching it after doing the thing, I think my hand's back on, but I don't have access to a button that I think I do because my hand's not actually on it. Yeah. So basically, if you're holding the controller with one hand, you can't use A and B. You can only use the D-pad and vice versa. So I had a few kind of hectic moments where I would be like, oh, fuck, I'm not even holding the controller. Like, damn it. You have to keep your hands close enough together in a certain way. And I think with a DualShock 4, you don't have to worry about that. The controller's not going anywhere. Right. Like, you'll never lose access to your buttons. So, as long as they did a good job, converting that into something that doesn't feel weird for PSVR, I'm all for that. The only thing is there's a scene at the beginning, like Batman, where you're in the mirror and you play with your hands and stuff, and you like dress your character.
That was in '89 as well.
Yeah, but with not move controllers, with Quest controllers, you can actually do the whole the whole Batman thing.
It's a much different mirror experience than the beginning of '89. It is way more like Batman, as Dave was saying. It's pretty cool, and it is cool to like have some first person things to do, shooting your blaster and stuff, just like during cutscenes.
That was all done well.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm really glad to hear you guys enjoyed it. I cannot wait as long same with the rest of us in PSVR land. But glad you guys got the early access look. Yeah.
And if anybody out there is playing it on PC or Quest right now, make sure you take a close look next to the Pringles can in the first level. You may recognize somebody you know.
Wait, so Brian, is the Quest version updated yet?
As far as I know, it's not. No.
Okay, because I was really wanting to try and find those. What Brian's referencing, I think you mentioned before, but there's like collectible cards for different YouTubers and VR people out there, So Brian's in the game somewhere. Keep an eye out.
Pringles can, and it's only appropriate if you think about it hard enough.
Corporate shills.
Yeah, for sure. Corks Game Cat Rare says, why didn't they launch on all platforms simultaneously? Mostly because, man, shit is fucking all sorts of crazy. I don't know if you've been outside or like watched the news lately, but shit's fucked up, dude. Fucked up. Whoa, you guys are bouncing all over the screen. There you are. So yeah, it's like shit's just fucked up, man. Getting shit through Sony certification is harder than ever, and everybody's working from home. So that's why. That's all. All right, we should probably move on.
Yes. I will regret to inform you that I am not in this game, though. I'm sorry to all my fans out there. I wasn't popular in high school either.
Yeah, neither am I.
No big surprise. All right. Can't wait for that, though. Honor and Duty D-Day, Brian. Before we got this, before we started the GamesCast, we got an email from Reggie saying, hey, just want to let you guys know that D-Day released today on Viveport, Oculus Quest, and Vive. Why am I mentioning this? Because it's going to be cross-play with PS4. So I know the player base has actually been picking up a little bit with this game ever since that update, which has been really awesome to see. Last couple times I tried playing, there were some people on, and I really like playing this game with the aim controller. And so now there is crossplay added. So hopefully with that new launch, be a little spike of player base. And to all the game cats who have a PC headset and stuff, keep an eye out in the Discord if you're already in there. If you're not, join. And might do some testing with Reg on that. So if you can, let's help out Reg, because we love Reg. If you can, be nice. But yeah.
Have you ever gone back in and turned off the anti-aliasing to see if that solved your blurriness problem?
Actually, no, I didn't. I keep forgetting to do that. Yeah. I've been back playing again too.
I'm going to jump into this because I just haven't had time. I haven't even had time to check out the Pro patch.
All right. Danny, you've reached the point here where you've donated enough that I am going to take a shot on your behalf. Danny Parker, I'll smash that for you in just one sec. But he says you guys would make a dope as fuck boy group if boy groups were still the thing. I'm glad that isn't the case because your streams are doper. Like, seriously, we need this. Thank you, Danny Parker. There's that post after the fact. There actually is still a boy band. You guys heard of Brockhampton before? They call themselves a boy band. They're like young internet savvy. Everyone loves them. Anyways, yeah. there's a boy band. But
are they good?
they're okay. They have some good stuff. There's like way too many people in it. It's like Wu-Tang, but like they all get to have more input than Wu-Tang. And I think part of the reason Wu-Tang's good is because RZA was like, I am the producer, you guys rap, but I'm going to put it together the way that I want to. And it seems like this is all over the place. But, it's for teens. It's for the teens. The kids love it. It's super popular. Anyways,
are you roundabout calling Wu-Tang a boy band?
Calling who a boy band?
Wu-Tang? Because you kind of roundabout called them a boy band.
Honestly, if we're being straight up,
kind of
like what else the fuck are they?
I don't know.
What are they? I think they're kind of a boy band, or it's a rap crew.
They're a rap group, sure, but like with boy band,
Well, the whole thing with a boy band is like you have this one that you like for this reason. So like Method Man might be the guy you like, or maybe like Jizza because he's like the smart one. Or
Fuck all boy bands. Who gives a shit? Boy bands suck.
What about Wu-Tang?
Boy bands.
Wait, we're talking about Wu-Tang.
Is that a boy band? That's not a boy band.
Yeah, Brian was just saying he thought maybe it was, definitionally speaking, like based on what I said. Anyways,
AJ's not having fun. AJ's been like, you know what?
Johnny. Yeah. Johnny Ripe says, how does Dave know this? The reason I know this is because I worked in a record store for 4 years. And ever since I left, I don't want to become that old guy who has no clue what the fuck people are listening to. So I try to pay attention to like what people are actually listening to. And some of it's pretty good. Like there's this thing kids are listening to called 100 Gex. I like 100 Gex a lot. It's weird as shit. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, we can move on. I'll take this shot though now. I was talking like I'd already taken it.
Johnny Rypop, the Stray Cat, says Godcan's blood is boiling right now, talking about boy bands. Lamp.
First reality shows,
so
now
funny.
I bands. You guys are fucking killing me.
Yeah,
today.
no, this is
I'm dying here.
This is hilarious. I
How
can't
do
get
you feel
enough
about
of
Wu Tang? Wait, how do you feel about Wu Tang?
I actually don't really listen to them either, so I don't know.
Do you like any rap music, or are you just not your thing?
Not my thing, but I'm like open-minded.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like all rap sucks, but I'm like, I like more hip hop stuff, especially like 90s hip hop stuff.
Oh, like the old school shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the old school stuff.
Grissini assassinated. He says my favorite boyfriend is Slipknot.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
That's very good.
That is my favorite boy band. That's the closest thing I can
multiple
give you.
people are saying nice story, Dave. Sorry for talking. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay.
You can't please me.
Joe Grover, the effing game cat, $5. If you add Des and Jeremy, you could do 5-part harmony. Sweet. That's true.
Good.
Des could do like magic tricks. Des could do magic tricks on stage.
We could.
And Jeremy would be the one who's like, "Oh, y'all out there, who's got that? Who got them joints? Light up!" You know, that guy on stage who tells everybody to smoke weed.
I mean, if we're just adding people who aren't part of the channel anymore, then we might as well get Michelle in the mix.
I mean, Des and Jeremy. Well, Jeremy occasionally, he's still part of the channel.
No, Des is not though. So I'm saying if we're adding people who aren't part of the channel, we could go back and get Mike Zeller on this shit.
Let's get Reggie on that.
There you go.
Reggie's part 5 of our boy band.
I'd be down with developers.
Yeah.
All right. Want to touch base on something real quick?
Yeah, let's go.
There was this thing called VR ears, I guess. That's like the new Mantis headphones, and they apparently did like some Kickstarter thing, and they have added up to they passed their Kickstarter, I believe. Am I wrong about that? Did anyone actually look this up? I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the Kickstarter right now.
I thought I saw that they did, but maybe they just opened the Kickstarter. But just wanted to see if you guys had any interest in this. They did pass their Kickstarter.
Yeah, by 3 times. 94,000 pledged of 30,000.
Oh, well, good for them. Do you guys have any interest in anything like this for latching onto the VR headset? Brian, I think it's important that you share your experience with the Mantis headphones.
Sorry, real quick. Oh, I was going to talk about that too, but I have something else very important to do in the meantime. That didn't work. Is he? Oh, I hope he's not dead.
Fuck you.
He's not dead. Okay, SB with the 5 says, "Sing Baby Shark." We're not doing that even for $5. Sorry.
I'll fucking sing Baby Shark Dance.
I don't even know what it is.
Your long. He needs to wear a mask, I think. The time has come, says Your Long Shadows, to start a PSVR gospel group for 50 North Korean Sekiros. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning. But I think What were you just saying?
Those VR ears are $100, says no person.
They are quite expensive. So if you're a Kickstarter backer, they're between 80 and 90. And then if you buy them after it comes out, like legit retail, it's $150, which is ridiculous because the Mantis are 50, and like they're not the best sounding headphones I've ever had. And they did break when my roommate slept on them on the couch, but so like they're the highest quality or whatever. But like, I would not spend 3 times as much as Mantis to get basically like a slightly better Mantis.
Right. I mean, sound quality is important, and the earbuds that came with the PSVR version 2 are actually decent. But I did like my Sony Platinum headset or Golds or whatever I had a lot more because just the sound quality was so much better. This kind of had my interest, but if it's what I want to know is like, how they sound. I want to know if they have good sound quality or not. If they have really good sound quality, then it's like, okay, I drop $100 on it. But if they don't have a good sound quality, then I don't care.
The problem with that is there's no way to know until people get them and they're already for sale. Like, right. And I don't think
then they're going to be $150
backers. Most of the Kickstarter backers aren't going to be like reviewing them on YouTube. You know what I mean? We won't know what they think. So 30 for Mantis. I'm about to buy some Mantis headphones because I've been meaning to replace those. Not to shit talk anybody's PR team, but they kind of said they were giving me some and they didn't.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't spend $1 on them.
You don't like the Mantis? I like the Mantis just because of convenience. And also the headphones that I have are really big over the ear, like heavy duty, like Audio Technica. And when you're playing VR, it's just like so hot to have the whole shit like big fucking things on your ears. And I started getting like little bumps behind my ears because the pressure was like, I don't know. I like the Mantis. I think the Mantis is not bad. If these are a good ass Mantis, I still wouldn't pay $150 for them.
The only way I'm changing headphones is if I get something that sounds better. That's all I can really go for at this point.
Well, I think the main thing with these ones is convenience, but they're trying to hit that sweet spot between convenience and sounding good too. Because like if you have permanently attached headphones that you just flip down, I can tell you from experience from using the Mantis until they broke for months and months and months. And I reviewed them on my channel and stuff. I really like the Mantis headphones. They're not the highest quality sound, but like form, function, comfort, everything is very there. Like they do what they're supposed to do pretty well. I don't know.
I completely disagree. I think Mantis headphones are fucking
You think they suck?
I think they're a pile of trash.
Really?
And for multiple reasons, to be honest with you. I know they're individual experiences. All experience will vary. I think they're super awesome for convenience. They clip onto your thing. You never have to worry about it. Boom, you're good to go. But man, if you have over-the-ear headphones sound great. Noise canceling, everything. It's like really all-encompassing. If you put the earbuds in, it's great because they're in your ear, like good sound quality. These are like kind of like some weird fucking hybrid in between where it's like not covering your ear and they rest against your ear. And I will tell you that as far as comfort goes,
they're called on ear. There's over ear, in ear, and on ear. These are on ear headphones.
And
so
like
if no one understands what we're talking about, they rest.
They're like Walkman headphones from like 1989.
They don't go in a circle around like those heavy duty, high quality ones like these guys are wearing. And they're not in your ear like these motherfuckers. Right. They're on.
And so because of the distance and because they don't kind of like boom to your head and they don't kind of like get in there or kind of like push down with any pressure, I feel like even if it had the best sound quality of all time, I'm not getting as good of an experience as I would with either type of other headphones. On top of that, the way that they pushed against my ear, even though it wasn't like heavy, my ear would hurt. Just the way that the Mantis headphone rested against my ear. And I don't have that problem with any kind of other headphones in my entire life. I've tried tons of headphones, and these just made my like literally like the cartilage in my ear hurt. And I was like to the point where I was like, oh, I got to take these off because my ears are fucking unhappy. And
it doesn't take a lot.
It sounds like it just takes a different
like,
stroke.
If it's there for a long time, it can definitely affect it.
Dave, how long did it take for yours to break?
It took one night of my old roommate sleeping on them on the couch.
Oh, well, it took 6 months.
They were fine until then. They worked just fine. And then if you put a heavy person's body, not to throw them under the bus or anything, but on top of the headphones, rustling around.
I'm just gonna get platinums again.
I like the
platinums.
6 months for me of normal usage, no like wear or tear or anything. I never took them on or off. Just left them there. But had to good to go.
They just stopped working. Or what?
The right one, I think, like literally just broke. Like so it no longer pushed it all against my ear. It just dangled there, and so it was like an inch away from my ear at all times. And so I was like, well, this is just fucking ruining an already bad situation. And so I contacted customer support, and they were like, "Yeah, you can buy new ones." I was like, "Well, that's."
Ooh, that's a little that's a little rough.
And I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah,
And in fact, I'm never buying your fucking shit again. And you know, and now when they come up, I have to tell people bad customer service, fucking chintzy product. So all right, moving on. I have no interest. I have no interest in VR ears, headphones, no matter how much better they make the same thing. Mostly because I want over the ear or I want in ear, one or the other.
Well, so we've got a lot of interesting comments from the chat here, and I want to go through these real quick. Sure. All over the place. Ship Geek Out says, I use the Mantis and I love them a lot.
There you go.
Your Long Shadow says, I like the earbuds.
I like the earbuds.
Our Orseek never saw the point in replacing the bundled earbuds, which I don't know. My bundled earbuds were not that good. Maybe I'm a snob about
the 3D audio quality, and like the crisp quality audio, and then the 3D sound. But the earbuds that come with it, I got to give tons of credit, because the earbuds that come with it are great for getting the job done for sure.
Yeah. So we got that's it exactly, Dave. I am so hot in the headset, and they sound good, not great, but much cooler and convenient. And I would say that's 100% like my review. They're not great, but it's super convenient. They're just stuck there. You pop them on, pop them off. And I think there is something to be said about immersion, where you don't feel a thing in your ear or a thing pumping up like around your ear, all clamped on. I know you said it irritated your ears, but for me, it just felt like there was like barely anything floating there, and I could hear, kind of like in Quest, where it sort of imitates the 3D sound. I would liken it more to that than anything else. But we're talking about these other headsets. We don't know anything about at this point, so
don't know.
We could talk about Manus instead of.
Well, I just wanted to definitely touch base on Brian's warning about what happened with him in the Manus. So just approach these with caution.
Well, also I do want to say that in just 1 second, Dave, I think the convenience factor is far less of a thing now with the PSVR like version 2 or model 2, where you're no longer using the dongle to plug in earbuds, because they plug in right up here, that you can leave your earbuds attached at all times. They hang down. The ones that came with it are perfectly distanced, so you don't have like a lot of extra cables and stuff. It's like left ear short cable, right ear long cable. They're always just dangling, boom, good to go. Those are just as convenient as the Mantis at this point, or even more convenient, because they're not this extra thing that's kind of clipped on.
So if anybody in chat wants to buy me a V2, I'll send you my V1.
The only thing I have to say about that as well, though, is like if I want to share the VR, like let somebody else use it, there's usually a delay between the speakers on the TV. So that's why I would be looking at something like this, is especially like letting other people use it and just easily not have to stick anything in their ear and then stick it in my ear. I don't want to do that. So that's like really the main reason, because that's something I run into all the time and have to like switch this and switch that.
I don't know other people, so I never encountered that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and
hit that for me, Dave.
4.
Finally.
Get out of here! It's hard!
There he is. Hugh Guyver with the Aussie $10 donation says, hi from me and cousin Mac. Gonna watch later. Have some money. Thank you so much, Hugh.
Thank you, sir.
And say hello to your cousin Mac. We love both of you.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys ready to move on?
I am so ready to move on.
But I'm glad you touched base on that. Dreams. We have a small update on Dreams.
Thank fucking Christ.
The only problem is this is like the 8th time they've said something like this, so you have to take it with a big chunk of salt. But Marco Sheely from Twitter said, fingers crossed, not too long regarding PSVR support. I can't say date, that will jinx it, and I'll get slapped. But we are done feature content wise. Sorry. Then they're currently in bug fixing /QA /localization, etc. now. So the content and the features of the Dreams PSVR support are finished. They're just QA. They're going through QA. So we will see it in about 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hope they fast track this. If they're saying it's done, Mike, just fucking fast track it, man. Push it out the door. We understand that Dreams is a work in progress. They keep adding constantly to it. If PSVR support is, if it's ready, just fucking push it out the door, man. And update it as you go. If it's not 100% perfect, we don't care. We just want it. We want to start playing with it. I think Dreams is sort of a different animal than a finished, polished game that needs to be QA to death. It needs to go through the certification process. This is something people are going to be using for the next 5-10 years. Just get it out the door. Let us start using it and fix it as you go.
Yeah, I mean, the thing really is that, can you imagine the process of QA testing a game where there could be any potential game in it? Right. You can test the baseline stuff, does making a game in VR feel okay for everybody? As long as you're within the limit or whatever. But how can you possibly gauge how this person's creation is going to run compared to this person's creation compared to I know there is a way to do it, but I think it must take a lot of work.
This game, even the flat version, is going to take some time. So it's unless it's just for safety reasons and stuff, I would be okay with them, taking their time with it. But this game, it's going to need time for people to make stuff on it. So the sooner they get this to us, the better. And it will go a long, long way in terms of, if they give us enough tools and stuff and enough space to work with, this will be a huge deal for PSVR, probably a bigger deal for PSVR than it would be for the flat screen stuff. Because, this is just us being able to make VR stuff is just amazing. Real quick shout out to Magic the Game Cat, who's and just want to congratulate you on winning your the stuff you won from the contest, man. Congratulations. I love seeing when Game Cats win giveaways and stuff. And also a quick shout out to Nike Alexandria, the Game Cat. We love you. Don't think otherwise.
Yeah, we're not mad. No, you're fine.
Did I miss something?
Yes,
no,
she did.
She thought we didn't like.
She's concerned. She said, we're busy people. We're sorry.
They're busy.
We're running the show here, but don't think for 1 second. We love each and every one of you. We love everybody. We really do. Yes, even the VR grid.
Yeah, I mean, but we definitely love Nicola. That's for sure.
yeah. She's much better than grid.
Millions of miles ahead.
No, but just relax. It's all good. We love you
for sure.
But really, really excited for this. Like I said, man, if they nail this, this would go such a long way for PSVR.
I mean, so many game creators out there, people looking to make their own shit. Dreams is amazing already for making your own shit. But I actually think this is going to drive some headset sales in demographics that it wouldn't be driven otherwise, in terms of people looking for Iron Man and in Saints and Sinners. That's going to drive headset sales for some gamers. But there's some creative fucking people out there that would love to make a VR game. I have no interest in making a game. I had no interest in making a game whatsoever, because that was me as a kid. I used to love making games as a kid. I always had Adventure Game Construction Kit and all these other different creation tools, like Commodore
RPG
64.
Maker, baby.
Well,
RPG
instead of being frustrated,
sure.
You know what it is, Brian? Yeah. I don't want to really. I'm not excited to make games either in it, but I have an alternative to being frustrated about not seeing games and experiences that I want to play and experience. And now I have a way to just do it myself. Yeah. And I'm totally willing to do that. And I hope that I can learn it well enough and everything to be able to do that. And then, but yeah, if I have a way to speed up the process and make my own snowboarding game or my own Jet Moto or my own Twisted Metal and something in VR, instead of relying on these other companies to do it that, might not, then I'm going to take that risk and try to do it. And I love just having that option. I love that everybody, the community, has an option to do that instead of being well, where's this? Where's that? Just make it yourself. And I know that not everybody can. I'm probably will struggle like hell to do it. But the fact that I have the option is really special to me.
Yeah. So the rest of that thought was,
oh, sorry.
Right. Because that was a childhood thing that I loved doing. I would, even in sketchpads, I would draw out different levels of games and stuff, and I was always creating games in my head or actually on computers. And that just kind of faded in time. Eventually I was like, you know what? I just want to play games. I just want to play the games that people are making for me. Like, leave it to the professionals. Give me your fucking games. There's so many games. I don't need to make my own. But I'll tell you, man, VR is like one of my favorite things on the face of the planet. And I love scary games. And I could take a new scary game every week. I know some people say we have too many of them. But but with Dreams in VR, I want to make a horror game. Like, this has reignited a passion that I haven't had since I was 12. And I'm very, very excited because, I've got the PT gameplay going on down here in the corner that somebody recreated in Dreams. And to have, to even be able to make like a 2-minute horror experience in Dreams that goes, this is just something I wanted to do. It's some serious wish fulfillment there. I'm really excited to mess around with it.
It's cool to hear that you guys are actually intending to try to make games, and I'm very curious to see how that goes.
At the very least, going to try.
Also, that should create some very good content too, because I think the process of how did I learn how to make this? What can I help you with? Yeah. That sort of stuff. If you figured it out and people are trying to figure it out too in the community, they can say, "Hey, how did you do this?" And you can say, "Here it is. This is what I figured out." And then we all get better at making games. I'm just going to play what other people make.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a game.
99% of what I'm going to do is exactly that. But I need to at least fuck around with the tools and see what kind of horror game I can make. I'm very excited.
If I could make a top-down SNES style RPG like you'd make in RPG Maker, but it was in VR, that I would do. Oh, I don't think that's a thing you can do, but
3D Dot Game Heroes, man.
You could.
That would be amazing in VR.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get on to the list of some upcoming games we're excited about, there was one game that came out today called Spuds Unearthed. Oof. And I know a lot of the Game Cats have been asking about this.
Wait, that's out today?
Yeah, it's
out
right
actually
now.
came out
I didn't
today.
See it or the PlayStation Store didn't show it.
It's out.
It's
in the US?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, shit. What, did that come out late? Because I checked definitely.
I checked at 11:30 and it was out.
Yeah, it came out this morning.
Okay, so I guess I messed up. Well, I guess I got to play that too. What did you guys think? Did you play it?
I got a review key, but I was working on the top 25 list all day, so I did not try it.
I'm going to be really nice about this.
Nope, don't.
But I don't have
only $10.
Oh, look.
You hated it.
Okay, look. Let me tell you, because I know people were curious about this game. So let me tell you how it is. This game acts like, when you look at the trailer, you're like, "What is this?" It is kind of a mix between action and real-time strategy. You basically have this circle that you sit in, and you have these two guns, and then you can move the guns around, and there's stuff coming at you slowly, and then you've got stuff going out at them as well. So it's kind of like a strategy and a wave shooter mixed. And I got to say, I really like what they went for on this. I like the idea of the game, but it's a mess, man. It is in bad shape right now. First of all,
it looks polished, man. It looks polished.
It's not it looks okay. But usually games with this cartoony art style are usually pretty crisp, really crisp and clear. And for being a cartoony game, it's actually not, which I thought was surprising. We've had games that have this more cartoony aesthetic, but they're very clear. And this is not the case for this one. It's a very strange... The way it works is very strange. First of all, it doesn't feel like it's made well for PSVR, because you grab these turrets and then you spin these, you crank the Gatling gun crank and it shoots the Gatling gun, and you're basically trying to support your troops, your little potato troops going off into the thing. And the game starts you out and it's got there's 20 menus that tutorial menus that tell you the basics of the game. And what I don't understand from right off the bat is here's how to do this, press triangle to proceed. And then a menu pops up over here. Here's how to do this. And it just continues for 14, 15 slides. It's bouncing around the menu every time and I'm like, okay. And really at the end of the day, it's I didn't understand any of it.
Wait, so it's not a real world tutorial? You don't get to do the stuff? You were just looking at things, telling you how you would do it if you were there?
Well, no, it tells you, like, you have this homeworld hub, and it's like you've got this many potatoes and this and that, and this number fills up. And
this many potatoes. What is this, the Martian VR experience? What the fuck?
It's Spuds on Earth. It's all about potatoes. And, like, a potato
Spuds
civilization.
on Mars.
I like like, it's got a really charming art style and a really charming concept. But then, so you put your hand on this lever, and you go down, and then you pick like these different worlds you want to go attack or whatever and invade, and then you push the cranks forward. But like, really, the orientation is very weird, and from the very beginning it's like strange. Like, it doesn't feel like, it feels like it's made for more of like 360-degree tracking. Like, it didn't translate to PSVR that well. But yeah, like, I like the idea of this game, but I don't know. It's really just like a wave shooter, and I was like, wow, like, you know, if you compare this to other wave shooters, like, it's kind of silly and fun. Like, you're spinning these cranks and you're shooting these Gatling guns, and there's airplanes that show up and tanks.
So you kind of like it, or I'm trying to figure out what you think, because it sounded like you were going to shit on it, and then you kind of did, but then you were like, but I actually like it.
I really
out,
want to like this game, but no, it's not good. Like, it's not good at all. Like, I like the idea of this game, but the way they executed it, the way it translates to PSVR, no, it's not good. Like,
can I read people
technical
what the idea is from the PSN store, because I'd like to read this aloud.
Yeah, please. Sure. I'm not done yet though, but please. Okay. Do.
They say, do you have a soft spot for games with funny little creatures that cause a lot of mischief and mayhem? Maybe you like to be in charge and do it yourself. You can find both in Spuds on Earth. Spuds are potato-like creatures who love a good fight. I could keep going, but I think I've said enough. That is the silliest fucking like. And
it does have that kind of. I remember you saying, like, you're like, well, if this is anything like Worms at all, like, we knew it wasn't going to be as good as Worms, but it does have. Yeah. It does have that charm to it a little bit, which I was surprised by. I was like, okay, this is actually really charming. So here's where shit really gets bad. I started playing. I got like a couple levels in, and then I was like, okay, this is starting to get kind of repetitive, and like, I'm like, what? There's not a lot of strategy here. You're blocking things in my way, so I can't shoot them. But then I'm also able to shoot through parts of it that's supposed to be blocking me. So I'm like, why do you have it there in the first place? It's already hard enough to shoot. I have to walk. You need a lot of space for this game. So you have to, like, I was like stepping side to side and like moving around. So you do need lots of space as well. Then the game crashes. Oh. And then I talked to Brian, and I started getting ready for GAMESCAST and stuff. And then he's like, well, we'll play some more so you can talk about it some more. And I was like, yeah, I was planning on it.
I was like, you're the only one covering this game. Go play
more.
I
go back to the game, and I launch it again after it crashed, and it's stuck at a loading screen. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just restart my PS4. I restart the PS4. I launch it again. It says authorizing. While it's at the loading screen, it says authorizing, and then it says failed. And then I'm sitting in a blank space.
You're not
authorized. So I restarted my PS4 again, redid everything, and I can't play this game anymore because it's broken. Because I don't know what's going on. It might be the servers are dead already. I don't know. I can't play it. It's broken. It's broken.
So you'll probably, like, I mean, most likely you'll have to delete your save game, and then go back into it. At best,
likely. At best.
At worst, it's literally broken.
I went and jumped over to like Beat Saber. Beat Saber ran fine, and I jumped back over, did this, loading, and then just black screen.
But did you jump back over, and send Joe Grover right over?
So it crashed.
Hey, where's Joe Grover?
It crashed, and I can't play it anymore. And so I don't know. I don't know how this game got through certification.
Ryan said PC has the same issues.
PC has similar
issues.
It's
not just PSVR.
No, so it's probably their server.
It's a faithful port.
It's an online. It's probably online only, and then they had their servers crash or something, and then they don't work. So, yeah, this game's broken. So don't buy it. I can't say anything. I was really trying to give it a fair shot.
Here's what I can ask you real quick, AJ. Is it worth it for me, as a person who can't edit and upload my Pixel Ripped review right now, to play this as a drunk stream? Because I have just received this entire bottle of vodka, and so I could certainly play it. Is it bad enough to be fun to play as a drunk stream, or should it just never be played by anyone? That's my question.
Is it potato?
Because some
vodka?
games like Sharknado is what this was made for. But is this game that bad, or is it just totally not even worth my time?
I mean, I was kind of enjoying it a little bit. I don't think it's very good.
Wait,
though.
so it's a game you kind of enjoyed a little bit, but it wasn't good. So that seems like it's not a good drunk play. As far as my criteria, it's got to be a game that's just terrible, just fucking god awful.
Grid said, no, it's just bad from a technical level. Like the gun.
So it's got too many bugs, and it doesn't play right. The mechanics are broken.
Fit well. Yeah, like you have to walk forward. Like every time, like when you reset, you hold start and you hold options and you reset the view. It's like you have to do that, but then you have to step forward. So in between every single level, I had to take a step back, wait for the level to load, and then take a step forward and start playing. Polish Paul says, AJ, I didn't play Spuds yet, but I got a message today that they found a critical bug, and now they fixed it. No. So when did you get that? Because I played right before the GAMESCAST.
Yeah, no, that message came at like 4 o'clock this morning. The keys came through at like 1 a.m. The message came through at 4 a.m. You played it.
I paid for this game, by the way. I bought this game.
Oh,
I never got a key.
Yeah, well, you played it way after the supposed fix came through.
Yeah, I played it literally at 4:30, and it's broken. So no.
Let me read that one. That is from. That is a $5 donation from Joe Grover, the effing game cat. He says, Red Rover. I'm right freaking here. Roger, over. 10-4.
Again, I'm not going to be too harsh because of everything that's going on, but I don't understand how a game like this gets through certification and others basically don't.
AJ McCon artist asks, is it multiplayer?
This is the perpetual issue, man.
I don't know. I don't think it's multiplayer, but I don't know. I don't know because I can't play it because it's broken. It's probably the bug that Polish Paul's talking about, or that you were talking about.
I mean, they said it was fixed. At 4 o'clock in the morning, they said it was fixed.
Nope,
and they had to.
Fixed.
But I mean, it's probably a different bug. It
could be a different one, but right. It's a broken game. And I don't know how it passed certification. So, it just sucks, man. It sucks that we have all these great games that we're excited for, which we're about to talk about, and we have to wait on those, and we get this instead. I didn't even want to really play this in the first place, but I wanted to give it a chance, and then I got burned for it. So don't buy it. Final Assault's much better. If you want an RTS game, go get Final Assault.
Yeah, Cork says Final Assault for Game of the Month.
What else came out this month? Did anything?
I think that was it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, it's neck and neck with Disaster Report.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Watch the review. Yeah. Final Assault's definitely the game of the month for sure.
All right, so we have a list of games that are coming out actually that we are very, very excited for, and we want to just touch base with the status on them. Brian, you want to run this portion?
I mean, I'll do my best. It's not really. This isn't. Hopefully, Dave and AJ, you can be at the helm and ready to do some web searching and stuff, and see if we can get any updates. My initial.
Google. I'm good at googling.
Excellent. My initial idea was to spend the day emailing developers and getting responses, but then I spent the day finishing the top 25 list. But I've got a list of games here that I think we're excited for, that we're looking forward to seeing more about. And
are we doing the Without Parole hype rating again?
Oh, we are absolutely doing the Without Parole hype rating. On a scale from 1 to 5, how fucking hyped are you? And I think
5 is super hyped, right? And 1 was not hyped at all.
Absolutely. And so I think
super hyped.
Right.
Super hyped.
So let's start with the first game on my list, and that game is called Humanity.
Humanity. This is hype meter high. This is at least a 4. This is
yeah.
So it's produced by Mizuguchi Studio,
right.
Or no, published.
Enhanced.
Yeah. The developers are somebody different. But if Mizuguchi was like, I want to make this game and publish it with these people,
it's got to be pretty good.
I agree with him 100%. It's funny to me that you're excited, AJ, because you don't even like Res Infinite. But
I don't know where you get that from.
I feel like you always say it's not that great.
You have been putting words in my mouth all fucking night. I like Res Infinite. I don't know how many times I got to say that, but I like that game a lot.
Did you say it's not worth it?
I just didn't say. I think I said I think I was arguing it off of the top 25 list, and I think you took that as
that's rude.
I hate it. like just because I didn't think it was among the best of the best.
It's pretty good
for $30.
And I figured it was a price thing.
I'm a 4 out of 5 on this one. Humanity. I love the idea of the music. The music sounds great, and the visuals. I want to see all these little tiny people like clashing and doing all this weird stuff. I think visually and the music, it'll all come together and be pretty sweet.
I think we can all relate to Nick, who says, "What am months? What am months, guys? What are months anymore?"
I mean, they're no longer anything, right?
Yeah, this game was scheduled for 2020 as well, and it is a flat and VR mixture. But yeah, what's your guys' rating?
It's like 4 out of 5.
So, I think the more I see, the more I'll get excited. The music looks great. I love the aesthetic, and I think it's going to be very cool. However, right now, like I was never actually the biggest Lemmings fan. I played a ton of Lemmings as a kid.
I never played Lemmings in my life.
I played a lot of it as well.
I still think this will be cool.
Well, so
everyone's saying it's Lemmings, but have they said that they were inspired by Lemmings or that the gameplay is anything like all we know is that there's a bunch of people fucking walking around like crazy on the screen doing stuff, but we don't know that it plays the same way Lemmings does. Nobody said that.
We don't, but except if you dive into the trailer and you really look at some of the different mechanics that they're kind of showing off or implying, it does seem like you have these huge masses of people, which is obvious, but then there's these little arrows that kind of shoot them off into different directions, and I think the idea is to get as many of them to the goal as possible. Lemmings. Now, the other thing about that is that when they did the...
Well, what if it's maybe it's more like fucking...
Well, it's also got this stuff of like people like...
Choo Rocket, which is awesome.
It's got this imagery of people like clashing and stuff. Like one side, like opposing sides, like forcing and I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as just trying to get from something from point A to point B.
No, absolutely
well, yeah,
not.
that's why I said Choo Rocket, because you have an opposing force while you're trying to get shit done, trying to send you back the other way or fuck with you or whatever, you know?
I like Polybius. I came around on Polybius, though.
He didn't used to like Polybius, but now he does.
It did take me a minute. Same with Rypop.
Yeah, no, there's definitely other gameplay mechanics happening here. There's a lot of like characters shooting at other characters. It seems like it's Red versus everybody else or something like that, and all of these different scenes that they're showing from the trailer. But it does seem like it's get a majority of your dudes to the end goal, and I just... because of my history with Lemmings and being like, I played a lot of that game and I don't think I ever liked it. I think it was one of those I just played a lot of because we had it. And I played Lemmings and oh no, more Lemmings. And like by the time Lemmings 3D came around, I was just fucking done. And so I hope that this has a gameplay loop that is more satisfying to me. And I'm sure it will, because I mean, there's some awesome people behind this. But the developer interview, I think when they interviewed the director, and I don't remember his name, I apologize. He was talking about how the influence for this game was all the people in like Japan who try to like get on the subways, like thousands of people at the same time, like boom, like shuttle. And it's like, and so he was like making all these comparisons to like real life and things that are like way more interesting than just, hey, get these guys to the end goal. And I was like, okay, I like his vision. I like what he's talking about, and he's steering me in a direction where I'm like, I'm interested in your game, but I need to really see what, how it plays.
This sounds like one of those things that I didn't completely understand when you were saying it, and then I go back later and watch it. And I'm like, what did he say there? I go back and watch it. I'm like, oh, he's spot on.
Nope. This isn't going to make sense even in the future.
No, yeah.
What I think is we don't know anything about this. It looks very, there's no
enhanced published.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think, does Mizuguchi publish a game called Humanity if it's just a Lemmings clone? I don't fucking think so. I think there's something else to this that we don't know about yet. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot more.
And I think we're looking at. I don't
think there's going to be a whole lot, but I think there's definitely more than what we know. That's for sure. But I don't see this as like a deep game. Yeah. I see it more as just like an experience kind of thing.
I think my point was that
Joe Grimmer says I don't think these people are social distancing.
Right. This is some. This is some zombie shit. This is like they're just piling up like War of the.
It looks fun though. It looks kind of
like World War Z.
Yeah. World War Z. That was actually the one I was trying to think of. Perfect. Thank you. So what I was trying to say is like I want to be excited about this. There's no reason not to be excited about this until I see more. It's like a 2 for me, but I want to be excited. Like I can't wait to be wrong and be like, oh, this is so much fun. I love the gameplay loop, whatever, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
honestly-
I think if you average our hype levels with the Game Cats hype, it's like very middle right now, very middle ground.
Yeah. Right on. Whoa. I think maybe we should move on.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. What's next?
I mean, should we get the obvious one out of the way, or the obvious ones out of the way?
What is it?
Let's
Saints and Sinners.
let's talk about Saints and Sinners, man.
5. Fucking 5.
Yeah, I mean it's a little hard not to be excited about Saints and Sinners.
Full length game, survival, scary as hell. We've already heard great things. Probably going to be really polished. 5.
Yeah,
Zombies.
you know, I think it would be easier to be less excited about this.
Yeah.
If the PC version wasn't out already. But the fact is, it's like the PC version is out already, and we've heard amazing things. People are saying it does some VR elements better than Alex, you know, and I'm like, that fucking sign me up, dude. Sign me up. To know that this is an awesome game coming our way, it almost gives me nothing to worry about as long as the port goes smoothly, you know, and it should be coming soon. Man, this is my most hyped game. This is my most anticipated game of the year. So yeah, easy 5 for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this one too. Honestly, Skydance Interactive, that's who's giving this, right?
Yeah.
Our old Archangel buds.
Right.
Archangel was overpriced, but it was very good, very polished, and better than it needed to be in pretty much every respect. I think that what I've heard from the PC and knowing that I trust them as a developer, I don't see how this could go wrong. I really think this is going to be good. The only issue I could see is maybe control, you know, finicky stuff porting to the Move controllers. But otherwise, I don't know what else could go wrong.
We'll
I
say
love how
Archangel.
Orseek is always here to be the contrarian. It says 1.
Right.
Oh, real quick.
Archangel 1.
That's $2 from David Moore. He says yum.
Indeed, we say yum right back.
He said that's a zombie looking at your brains as soon as you load this game up. Yum.
Yeah, there's I think with the history that Skydance has, I mean, you know, the Archangel port was amazing. It was graphically beautiful, right? I think it's an amazing looking game. The move controls, like there were some pretty cool. I don't want to say complex because it is, you know, kind of a rail shooter, but a little bit complex for a rail shooter. There's a lot of shit going on, man, and like they handled the move support really, really well. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of faith in this. My question will be, because it's not on rails, you know, is their engine powerful enough on PlayStation VR to make it look, you know, super slick and shiny like these trailers?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as slick and shiny as you see, but I think if the gameplay is there, we'll deal with it, and it'll be awesome.
I think it'll look pretty good because even on the PC side, they said that it had just like some decent textures. Like there were some textures that looked a little muddy and stuff, but I don't really care. Like I think it'll look
F7.
Don't even go there.
Sorry. Okay, I got a few more of these slaps to do here.
This is my dream plane. This is my dream world.
David Moore says, these damn super stickers are terrible. Yum, yum, yum. $4.99. Thank you, David Moore.
You know what?
And then
I don't even know what super stickers are. This is how I don't like. I try to run a YouTube
he
channel.
Used to.
I saw
He
the
sent
yum.
you a super chat, but he put a sticker
the
on there.
yum.
That's his.
Right.
It's the yum.
He
likes- he
but
doesn't
there
like
are
the yum.
but there are like, as far as I know, and I'm totally fucking wrong, I'm sure. There are like we can make exclusive stickers for the channel, right? And so like is that something
can,
people want?
but they're like limited to
I think you have to like
subscribers.
buy-
Like
yeah,
people have to like pay $5 a
you have
month
to,
for
like,
the channel.
yeah.
Which honestly, like if people aren't on Patreon and they'd rather do it here on YouTube or something, like you could set that up.
I should probably set
yeah,
that up.
I think
I don't
that's
know
an-
how to do anything.
People basically people get a little icon next to their name saying that they're like a supporter, and then they have access to different emojis and stuff that people don't have
Yeah,
otherwise.
I'll give it a shot, man. We'll see if anybody's interested in that. And then
Yeah,
hit
sure.
that again for me.
I certainly shall.
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you.
And that's Jens
Jens.
Baka with
Ooh, you got it. You said it better.
100 Sekiro. You guys and chat look cute today. Big happy face.
Thank you for including the chat. Chat does look really cute today.
They're adorable. They're all snorgelicious. That's right. I said it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for the donations. We very much appreciate you.
Also, what's up, Jens? Good to see you.
JD Max says, I want stickers. Well, I guess we'll get to fucking work on that. So, what JD
Figure it
Max
out.
wants, JD Max
Yes.
gets. All right.
Damn right.
All right.
I
Obviously,
have one on my channel too, but I think only one person ever used it, and I didn't know how to use it either. So
I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, this is a 5 for me, but I'm cheating because of how well it turned out on PC.
Dude, there's like no other, even Iron Man, right? Iron Man doesn't even come close to this for me. Like Iron Man, I'm excited for Iron Man. Like if you would put Iron Man at a 5, this is like VR Grid said earlier, this is a 6, this is a 7, this is an 8 on our scale from 1 to 5. Like I need this game in my life, and it just can't get here soon enough. Very excited.
Oh yeah.
And we should have a release date for you guys soon. So
I think this is
keep an eye on
gonna.
the channel.
What do you think? You think this is gonna be a top 10 PSVR game? I think so.
this is
Could
gonna
be, might
this
be.
is gonna kick No Man's Sky right off the list.
oh, get out of here!
It's certainly gonna kick Moss off the list. Fuck that.
Something else. Yeah.
No, just kidding. You guys know. Yeah. Moss is watching. Moss is watching. Quill is watching. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Who's good? Who's good?
I should have stole that with the
You know what
GunCon
makes
2s when
me
I had the
so-
chance.
You know what makes me so goddamn upset? I think people might have heard this story. This is a way back story.
I like way
But
back
when
stories.
they sent us those,
God, why'd
I
you
set
say
that up.
Ryan?
AJ, you tell stories all the goddamn time. Shut up, man. Okay, so
During the outro.
this is a quick story.
I'm
Jesus.
just kidding. I'm just kidding
God.
you.
All right, so I put my Quill figurine up on the. I put my little amiibos and stuff on my receiver for my surround sound because that's like a spot where they can be displayed. It seems like it works in my house or whatever. Anyways, Carlos got up there and immediately knocked it off and shattered it into pieces within like 3 minutes.
There's some delicate
And these
pieces on
things are
there
like-
too.
Yeah, no, I couldn't put it back together. It was like Humpty Dumpty, essentially. It just fucking whoosh, cracked everywhere. And you can't really just come across one of those things. I don't think I'll ever have one again. So as much as I love this guy, as much as he's good at intros for the show, I hate
Yeah, I gotta put him down.
So I feel like you'll know this kind of thing when you get your cat when Tornado shows up.
Ugh.
Tornado is going to destroy that Quill figurine the second she gets there. I
Give
guess.
it to me. Give it to me. I'll keep it safe.
I'm so nervous. All the cool shit that I have is just gonna be like fucking destroyed. That's why I have to sell everything I own before
Oh
Tornado
yeah,
shows up.
everything's getting broken.
All right, hit that for me one more time.
Oh, I got it. Joe Grover, the effing game cat.
Fuck you, get out of here.
With
The happiest poop emoji I've ever seen.
It is really fucking happy. That's sure. Like Delirium Drew said, that poop emoji is happy as shit.
It is as happy as
That
shit.
says it all. Thank you,
And why
John.
wouldn't it be? Oh my god, we got more Johnny Wrap Up, the stray cat.
Fuck you, this is my dream world. This is my dream place.
That's Johnny.
What'd he
Rock.
say, AJ? Oh. AJ, what'd he say?
It's Johnny Rypop with the $3.99 Canadian.
Why are you so
and
fucking
says-
depressed, man? Get the fuck over it.
Why
What
are
is
you
happening
mad,
over there?
AJ?
Because because I played
Pop. Stray
I played
Cat.
Spuds on Earth before
Oh
I
my God.
went on here. I told you that really.
I
brought me
have
down
I
a
have
peg.
never said Johnny Rypop the Stray Cat with that little enthusiasm in my life. In my entire life I've never even said
Johnny Rypop.
nothing less than pure enthusiasm. And you're like, Johnny Rypop. the Stray Cat. I suppose he's here.
It's because I talked about my cat for too long.
The $4 Canadian with a "We Need a Baby Shark" sticker and some damn coffee. We do need both of those things because Baby Shark Dance, unfortunately, is my favorite emoji to use on Discord. It's my favorite one. I use it constantly. All right. Cool.
Jamie Zimmerly, there is no release date for Saints and Sinners.
Well, not one that we're
telling.
telling you about.
Yeah, I mean, we know, but we can't say.
Well, keep an eye on the channel. The second we're allowed to say anything, we're going to fucking tell you.
All right. So,
God damn it.
No,
Hit that one
another
more time.
We're never going to finish this show.
Fuck you. What are you clicking me for?
Wow. That's for the VR Grid, Canadian $5 for all the shout-outs and bad-mouthing. Well, you know, what are you going to do?
That's what people always say when they watch Ryan's videos is, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Who the fuck are you?
fuck you, Ryan. Don't ever fucking tip us again, Ryan.
Oh my
How dare
God, what is going on? I love that AJ says that because he doesn't get any of the money. He's like, don't ever tip us again because I don't get any of it.
Well, I mean, part of the reason
don't
he
fucking
tipped was
care.
for the bad mouthing, so it's kind of a cycle, we're feeding
Yeah,
back.
I mean, I thought I
This is
was
what he asked for.
I thought I was, I love everybody go subscribe to the VR Good.
Or don't.
What are you pointing at me for? Why are you fucking pointing at me, Brian?
Because we're moving along. The next game, and we're going to tackle the next really easy one right now, is Iron Man VR. Of course, we're excited for Iron Man VR.
Big game.
Yeah.
It's another 5 for me, easily. I really, even the shitty broken Spider-Man experience, I really liked.
Yeah, I have so many questions about this game. This is one of the biggest games coming to us that I know the least about. We've seen flying and we've seen some shooting. And that's kind of all we know. I feel like they haven't revealed enough about this. There's been like 3 different trailers. I'm still like, I don't know what the moment-to-moment gameplay is.
It does bother me that they only show the first tutorial area. Oh no, they've showed a little bit more, but still, just not much though. But I'm hoping that's because they don't want to spoil it.
I hope so.
And not because it's. I mean, he said over and over, it's not an experience; it's a full game.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping on that. I'm really hoping that comes through, and they're not like, oh, it's a 6-hour game. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's
and to tack on to that, it's not just an experience where you go from level to level to level and you shoot and you shoot and you shoot.
Right.
Like I've said this over and over, and I think you guys are probably sick of me asking if this exists or not. But if you're going to give us this sort of small open world, I want it to be something
Sandbox.
that is worth exploring. Because L.A. Noire kind of ruined that. It was hey, here's an awesome open world and it's fun to drive around them, but there's not really anything to fucking
Nothing to do.
Right?
Yeah, somebody had mentioned, I think on the last time we talked about this, they were saying I hope you can go down the streets and see somebody in trouble and start a mission and help them out, stuff like that. And so I'll be really curious to see if something like that. And Aceville, no, I did not like the first Spider-Man experience. But the second one was great. I got to jump off the roof of a building. Hell yeah. That's the kind of shit I want.
It could be something as small as collectibles in the environment, little icons to find. Just give me a reason to go look around. Make sure that before I get that platinum trophy, and it better have a platinum trophy, Jesus Christ. That you have to go find the 100 collectibles throughout the city. You get a little detector the Spider-Man experience had to help you find them. Like one of your power-ups. Something, man. Just give me an excuse to go explore that city.
I don't think that's what it's going to be like. From what I've seen, all the stuff they've shown, where would you put a collectible other than just in the sky somewhere? You know what I mean? He's not
around the building. There's a city. Yeah, there's a city.
There might be one city stage, but a lot of the other stages look like they're around an airplane or they're going, through this kind of open area over an ocean side thing for the intro. It seems to me most of this game takes place in open air space, not in an environment.
Well,
See, haven't really shown you a whole lot,
especially with the gameplay too, because if you're in a city and you've got this super fast, fluid Iron Man gameplay, they're not going to throw that at you till near the end because you'd just be running into every fucking wall. If that was you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it will be very open area, but not open world. Here's this big, okay, there's a guy coming from all the way over there. Let me go fight him. Or I got to go this way. But I don't think there'll be exploration in a level say, for instance, that plane stage they keep showing as the big trailer reveal piece.
Yeah, that looks like a very
what is there
scripted
to explore
area.
Right.
But I think a lot of the game is going to be like that. I wouldn't expect exploration, collectibles, a lot of open worldy type stuff. I think it's going to be a long game because there's a lot of those moments of scripted narrative campaign. Do exactly this thing, go to the next part. Do exactly this thing, go to the next part.
Yeah, and that's
which I'm fine with that. That doesn't affect my hype rating at all because in a game like this, I don't feel like I need to explore that much. Iron Man is not an explorer. He's not Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah, but
he's not Nathan Drake. He doesn't go exploring. He's fucking flying around shooting guys and then he leaves.
Yeah, but he's also not a thing. Fine, but in games, man, games you gotta give a little bit more, give the player a little bit more to do, right?
I wouldn't hold out hope for that kind of stuff.
You're saying level.
I don't think that fits with this.
Sure.
This style of.
And that's my question. I think I want to know more. Is it the level you go from this level and to do this? You go to this level, do this. You do you were just describing. is that how the game plays out? And I don't know enough about this game, despite everything we've been told, to answer that question yet. And so I just want to know a little bit more. Like is it going to be, hey, this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3, or is it like, hey, here's your open world, and I'll go from mission to mission to mission.
100% column A. There is no way you're going to get a full open world Iron Man game where you can just from the beginning explore anywhere you want. No. That's not happening. That's not even on the table, man. I think this is a linear gameplay experience. I don't think it's going to be anything like what you guys are talking about.
Didn't they already say it's going to be like an open sandbox though? Like
Yeah,
I
they
could
did
see
say sandbox.
It's an open
sections,
sandbox
like
in
open
terms-
like open sections.
Open sandbox in terms of when you're in this aerial fight zone, you can accomplish the mission any way you want, like a dogfight. Like a dogfight is essentially an open world. You
But
can go anywhere you want and shoot
call it
anywhere
sandbox,
you want.
though?
Within that. Well, I mean,
Is
I
that
don't
a
know
little
about
misleading?
sandbox.
Because that is the word they use.
But
and I think that's
sandbox
misleading
doesn't mean
otherwise.
open world. And sandbox doesn't mean exploration and collectibles either. That's not the same thing. I don't think it's... I think it's going to be a very straightforward game. I think it's going to be very good.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be anything more than a story-driven, just do this, do this, do this, do this. And I think it will be fascinating and wow us all, and it'll be fun to play.
If
But
if
it's not going to be like it's not going to be like Megaton Rainfall with Iron Man.
Right. If that's what it is, if it's exactly what you're describing, that's great, man. But
I'd rather,
I just want to know.
Megaton Rainfall.
I just no. That's definitely different.
I don't like open worlds that don't have any substance to them.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I prefer, actually, in a lot of cases, besides Skyrim, I prefer like open areas because they're big areas and they're more fleshed out and there's like stuff to do in each one and stuff like that.
Anyway, we have a lot of questions for this game, but I don't think that deters any of us from being excited about it. I just want to know more. So yeah, it's absolutely a 5 for me too.
Yep.
All right.
Dave,
Well,
did you give a number? I'm sorry.
oh, he said 5 right away. Didn't
I
you?
didn't. I think so. I'm pretty sure. It's high up there.
Okay.
Could it possibly be less than 5?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. It's 4.5.
All right.
There you go. 4.5.
All right. Saints and Sinners is higher. I like that. Cool. Well, then, Dave, this one is going to be something that you can help us out a little bit with.
Okay.
Because another big game that everybody is excited for PlayStation VR that's been out on other platforms for a while now is Pistol Whip.
Ooh, this is
yeah.
you guys.
Another
should
5 for
this
me.
one. Yeah, this one is
Another
a 5.
5 for me. Yep.
I had plenty of doubts before I played it, and then I played it, and I really like it. Even on the normal mode, it's kind of hard, but it's a very satisfying gameplay loop. I think you guys will just really like it when it gets here. And it's a little bit more, you got to do more squats and stuff than you do in Beat Saber, so I think it probably works out your lower body a little more. Yeah, it's a great game. You guys should be at a 5 for this. It's good.
Now, Dave, do you have any control over the speed at which you go through the level?
No, it's you're on a constant forward trajectory.
Okay. Do you get different weapons?
You do have a no. You don't have any weapons, just a pistol. Same thing the whole time.
It's called Pistol Whip. That makes sense.
Yep. You can shoot a guy or you can hit him with the pistol, which I always forget to do. So I never hit people with the pistol.
Is
There's some
it
challenges
satisfying
where,
when you do it
certain
though?
modes where-
When you actually hit somebody with a pistol?
I think I've done it like twice, honestly. I don't know. I think it is, but I end up just shooting everyone, or getting shot, but because I didn't do it right. But yeah, it's a very fun game. They've added a lot of content too, which I assume when it drops, we'll have, because these are just songs and stages. Like if they port the game, they can throw all this in there together. So they've added, I think, at least like 3 new levels, if not more, for free. And it's real fun.
All right, final question
It's
for
like
you.
it's like the John Wick rhythm game.
Final question
pretty
for
much.
you.
Yes.
How much does music actually play a part in the stages? in the levels?
A surprisingly large amount. I didn't think it would feel like a rhythm game. I thought it would be just a rhythm game in name only or in concept only, but it wouldn't feel like a rhythm game. but it's designed in a certain way where you definitely have moments where you got to go, here's a part in this song. These guys are popping up into existence in a certain order. So I'm supposed to go bum, 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 bum. Because there's a guy on the left who takes 2 shots to kill. So like you go like bum, bum, bum. Like there's setup and patterns where it kind of guides you in a way. It never tells you how you have to shoot anybody. It's not like Dance Dance Revolution where if you don't hit the left arrow at the exact time you're supposed to left arrow, you fuck up. But yeah, you have the freedom to kind of figure out the rhythm and do it for yourself.
Nice.
So
cool.
It feels a way more tactile than I thought it would. It's fucking cool. And everyone in the chat is just saying, yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't trust everybody in the chat, right? But if I was just basing it on a trailer alone, which I, unfortunately sometimes have to do frequently, if it wasn't for everybody else, I'd be like, yeah, this is like easily a 2 for me, 3 maybe. I'm just like, man, it's just, it looks like another shooting game.
But here's my question, Brian. You have a Quest.
I do.
Why don't you play it? Just try it, see what you think. Because it's been out for a while. I bought it myself. Just buy it.
Because honestly, it's not something I'm like super crazy interested in. And so the second
I
get it
until I played it, and now I'm like, motherfucker, buy this right now.
Right, but
that's one of the best things you can do with your Quest. It's a really fun.
But there are other things I have on my Quest, like Lies Beneath, that have barely gotten any playtime.
That's true. I still need to play Lies Beneath. I've played like 45 minutes of it.
Right. So like if I'm going to go play my Quest, I'm going to play a game that like is not something that I'm going to have to review on PSVR eventually. When Pistol Whip finally gets here, being a fresh experience wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for me. I'd like to review
That's
it
fair.
while it's fresh.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. But like this is just like humanity. Like I feel like the second I get my hands on it, I'm going to go, yep, no, everybody was right. This is great.
Yeah.
So, did we lose AJ forever? No, he's back. Here we go.
He's coming back right now.
Fantastic. All right.
Fucking tastic.
Boy Brown says it might not be for you, Brian. It might not be, but it very well possibly could.
I think it will be. I do think it will be.
I feel like I'm closed-minded in theory, and then in practice, I'm very, very open-minded. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. This is, we have to talk about this. I don't care if you guys want to talk about it or not. The question, of course, is what is our hype level for Gorn? Gorn.
Dead center 3. Just a straight 3. Maybe a 2.8.
Wow. Really taking full advantage of that rating scale.
Yeah, I'm going to IGN, baby. Let's do this thing.
Right on. IGN, do you know IGN is just integers now? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10?
I heard that they got it. Yeah, I heard they got rid of that. Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Like if I'm going to make a ridiculous rating scale, I want to be as ridiculous as possible when I rate them. I want to rate games, 4.721.
That's as close as they can get to following the industry, which is pretty much just don't put a number on anything. Just say how you feel about it.
They're going the without parole route before.
Yeah, Kotaku without parole. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll never do it though, unfortunately. So yeah, Gorn.
Oh shit!
What''s up?
Oh no! Sorry.
AJ, were you talking?
I was talking and I was muted.
Well, then talk unmuted, man. I want to hear what you have to say.
What'd you say?
I think I actually said like right before Dave said it. I think I said 3 as well, and I'm very cautious about this game. Like I want to be as low hyped going into this as possible because I think it's completely overhyped. And not to say that it's bad, but I don't want to have these huge expectations. I don't expect, I expect with this game, this game is not really going to be for me. I think it'll be a solid game, but
it looks pretty metal though.
It's
very goddamn metal, man.
Also, it looks like definitely a puzzle game, right?
They're wearing studded bracers and cutting each other up with like axes and shit. That's pretty
actual
goddamn metal.
Like actual material made from metal.
No, Skyrim is metal, guys. Skyrim is metal.
Skyrim's metal?
Skyrim's cartoons are not metal.
What about Metalocalypse?
What about I was about to say that
changed everything.
So cartoons are metal now.
No, they can be. I'm just kidding around. I don't know why we're making that comparison, but no, I think it's like I said, I'm just okay on this game. Like I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not like super excited either. I'm gonna have fun streaming it, like and playing it, but I don't think I'll enjoy this game for a long time. I hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong. I hope. I mean, we saw the previews for Good Goliath, and it was like, oh boy, and at least the first level of Good Goliath for me was like, this is so much fun. Like with just things are destructible when I'm throwing villagers at them, and things are blowing up, and it got me really into the game. And I mean, I think the later levels it kind of falls apart a little bit. It's not nearly as fun, but I feel like everything I've seen of Gorn looks like an early stage of Good Goliath, and not gameplay wise. It's obviously not a wave shooter, but still, it just looks like stupid, over the top fun. And I'm still going with you guys, like giving it a 3 because I'm very, very skeptical of this port. I feel like this could be like a horrible port, and I'm very nervous about it. But I'm also, I'm really nervous about the depth of the game has too. Like how much shit am I going to unlock from every minute I'm playing? Am I going to be unlocking something? Are there going to be goals to accomplish? I could read PC reviews, but then that would take work, and I don't want to do that. I have a lot of questions about this, and if the port's good, great, but I'm
excited for something to replace Drunken Bar Fight. That's for sure. I would much rather have this than Drunken Bar Fight.
Yeah, I mean,
this at least looks like a game.
Yeah,
and that to me is not really a game.
Yeah, I mean, Rage Room had a chance and totally screwed it up. That game was horrible. Yeah. $40 piece of shit was what Rage Room was.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be $20, and I really hope it delivers. But I'm sticking with a 3.
Yeah, $20.
Hold on. Let's slow down for a second. SB said, Dave, you asked Brian why he doesn't play Pistol Whip on Quest. Why don't you play Gorn on Quest? Gorn's not on Quest.
Yeah, I think
is
it
it?
Is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
When did Gorn get to Quest? When did Gorn get on Quest? I'll play it tonight. What the fuck? I want to have opinions on this.
Okay.
Are you serious? Dude, I didn't know it was on Quest.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's Devolver as a publisher. Devolver is a good publisher anymore. I agree.
Quest. It's being ported.
Yeah, it looks like it's being ported. I could have sworn I saw.
No, I know it's not there yet.
Okay.
It's not there yet.
You spend way more time with your Quest than I do, so I'm going to trust you.
Not even that much.
For some reason, I could picture the Gorn logo on one of the banners in there, but I guess not. Or maybe it's just pre-order or something. I have no idea. But anyway, So let's move along. This is interesting.
But Joe Grover has a very good.
I wasn't going to read it. I was just going to let it go, but please, by all means.
Good. Okay, he says, when Gorn gets released, will it kill Paul's channel? Oh! That's a big burn. I don't know. I just think that's really funny. I wish I had the air horn instead of him, but,
All right, we're only going to do a couple more because...
not here to laugh anymore.
We're only going to do a couple more because I know that we're going way, way over on time, and I'm sure we're all kind of getting...
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's go with a game that we were going to talk about during the news, but I think we should probably tackle it now. And that is Down the Rabbit Hole, which is already out on Quest and PC. But it's coming to PlayStation VR. It was supposed to be the beginning of April. And now we're just waiting for Cortopia to announce something else. That should be here soon.
So there is some news on this as well. Perp Games is publishing a physical copy of it. And And the Down the Rabbit Hole version that they have for pre-order right now, which they say will be coming out in May, or is planned for May, it comes with a cool physical box, and it actually comes with like some playing cards as well, and it's going to be like a signed copy. So you can get a copy from Perp Games, signed from the developers, with a special edition box and everything. And because of that, it's a 4 for me.
I'm going to guarantee that Perp version gets delayed because that release date was announced when the PlayStation VR digital version got announced, and the Perp date was like a month and a half later, and it was like, and so I have a feeling that since everything's, since the game got delayed, I feel like everything's going to shift, but they haven't announced that, so I don't know. I don't know if this is going to affect it or what's going to happen. I've played like the first part of Down the Rabbit Hole on Quest. Because why? Because Cortopia sent me a review key, and so I figured I'd give it a shot and check it out. And I'll tell you, it is magical, man. It is beautiful. I love these. I love the worlds. I love the puzzles. kind of all over the place. Some of them are like super crazy easy, and I know a lot of people have said that all the puzzles are easy, but I get stumped on like the very first one, so that probably says more about me than the game.
I literally, once you brought it up, just sent them a review key request. They offered it to me like a month ago, and I didn't see the email.
Yep.
So hopefully I'll still get to check it out, because it sounds good when you say magical from the beginning. That's,
yeah.
And I'm not into Alice in Wonderland. Like, for some reason that whole thing never clicked with me. Like, I just don't like Alice in Wonderland for some reason.
I do ever since, but I like the more darker, the American McGee's Alice Madness Returns, and I think it was just called Alice was the first one. I really did like those, but I like the world and stuff and the story, and I don't know.
Did Drew donate something? Somebody just said Drew didn't get a shout out. Oh yeah, we didn't shout him out. Okay,
sorry.
I think that maybe I was cutting out there or something.
Fuck you! Don't believe me!
Wait, let me tackle this one. I gotta find it first though. Oh wow, it was a while ago.
It's way up there.
Yeah, and she said, all right, I did see this when it went by, but we were in the middle of some discussion and then we totally forgot. So my bad. This is for Delirium Drew VR, hashtag the GameCat, with a $5 donation, saying, wonderful job on today's top 25 video. Great show as usual, Brian, AJ, and Dave. GameCastIsTheBomb.com. GameCat's in the chat. You look good. I mean, good. Do you think good's okay, but cute's better? Everyone
Cute,
looks kinda
yeah.
cute.
I mean, we already heard that they were cute, so.
In the more isolation we get, the cuter everyone looks.
Oh my god!
Just saying, it's like drinking booze, man. It's like the more isolated I get, it's like the drunker I get. You're all fucking
I feel
beautiful.
like as soon as this is done, I am going to find the first single person I can and just like make out with them immediately, like, or give them a hug or something. I just haven't. It's weird not touching anyone, even a hug or a handshake or any fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
AJ, you gave me a real fucking weird look when I said that.
Because you said you're gonna walk up to the most random person ever and just start making out with them. So
I mean, that's obviously a joke.
I don't know.
I'm not going to do that. You know,
I don't know.
I
Well,
might.
that's why I give you that face.
I might
All
do
right.
that.
Well, okay.
People
Picture,
know me by now. I'm fucking strange.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you again, Drew. Much appreciated. So yeah, down the rabbit hole. This is, I mean, I don't know. Like it's funny to be able to say, oh, this is a 5 when I'm giving things like Saints and Sinners a 5 or whatever. But it's in my book, I'm excited for this in a completely different reason. For a completely different reason. This is kind of a short experience, like only a couple hours long, but it just feels really good. And yeah, I'm a big fan of what I've played so far. So I'm giving this a 5. It's just a completely different kind of 5 than like a Saints and Sinners 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the early impressions that I've heard and knowing that I have the physical version on the way definitely boosted it up a little bit for me. Probably would be a 3-2 otherwise.
Yeah, I also ordered the special edition from Perp because I'm a special
Perp
edition kind of
games.
guy. The only kind of shit that I'm keeping is like PSVR physical stuff. So I've got to make sure that shit's around. Okay.
What do we got?
Dave, did you give
I think I'm like I didn't. I'm like a 3.5. I'm excited that you said it was really good, and I trust you. But like I said, I really don't care about Alice in Wonderland. So it's got to be a good game, and I'm sure it will be. But yeah.
Your Long Shadow says, at Dave Station VR, if you hugged your cat more, maybe she wouldn't break all your shit. Carlos is a boy. I'm assuming. Yeah.
But he only, that's actually the only thing he's ever broken. Can you imagine this? He's such a good cat. I didn't even imagine that he would knock it off there. And I think it was an accident in his defense. He was just like, it was warm up there and he was like relaxing on it and he kind of moved the wrong way and it fell. He wasn't like smacking it.
What's the alternative to being an accident? He was like, I fucking hate Quill. That you guys rated it too high in the top 20 list.
Many cats will intentionally knock things off of you. Don't have a cat right now, so you don't know this. But a lot of cats will intentionally go up to an edge and knock shit off of it just for fun.
So
And
cat
you're
lateral
like,
damage is fucking accurate as hell.
Yes.
Nice.
Correct.
Damn. Awesome. Warren Gore, the Goriest Gamecast, says, wow, I was watching this whole time, not even realizing this was live. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We try to keep you guys posted.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love Warren Gore.
Absolutely. All right. Let's move on to, I don't know, you guys want to do one more or two more? Actually, hold on real quick. We already talked about Dreams. I'm assuming that's 5 for everybody, right? 5?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Dreams isn't a 5.
It's like a 4. I mean,
I'm a 4 on that too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm only at 5
I think
because I
it's
want to
gonna
make a
I'd be
horror
a
game.
I
5.
think it's gonna have some kind of limitations. Plus, I got to do like half the work to play what I want to play. So
That's true. That's true.
see.
You know, just thinking about all the work I have to put into it, I'm still going to stick with 5. We already talked about Pistol Whip. We already talked about Rabbit Hole. We already talked about... You guys want to do one more or two more?
doesn't matter.
I don't know. We've already
Well,
been here for almost
we'll do-
3 hours. Let's do 2 more.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
we're already in
Fuck
this
it.
deep. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then my question next is, how excited are we for After the Fall?
That's like a 4.5.
Yeah.
Because like I don't, you know,
4.
I'm a
But-
little
but-
higher because it looks so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Well,
But
if we can
I
go,
have to. I can't go full 5 just because they made Arizona Sunshine.
I'm with, that's
Right.
exactly.
And so it
yeah.
probably should be closer
Right.
to a 4. To be honest, I'm probably getting wowed by a trailer, and it is closer to a 4. But that trailer looked really fucking good.
yeah.
All the descriptions sound
I
really
think
good
this
too.
game looks amazing.
And I mean, if we can go from Mervils to Shadow Legend, we can certainly go from Arizona Sunshine to a really goddamn good zombie game.
Right.
I think.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, what they're saying: online, 4-player co-op, crafting. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Could
Types.
it potentially be the Left for Dead everyone's been waiting for? You know.
people have been asking
It could.
that
It could
forever.
very definitely potentially be that, but we'll have to wait and see.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go 4, like you said, only because Arizona Sunshine left a lot to be desired. But it's been years. It's been years, and I hope that they've learned from their mistakes, and hopefully this will be good out of the gate. We won't have to wait for a
Well,
bunch
I
of
think
patches.
too, as a dev team, they have probably grown their budget and their team so much since Arizona
Right.
Sunshine. Because whether or not we think it's the greatest thing in
It
the
was
world,
successful.
they have
Everybody
sold
thinks-
so many fucking copies of that
Yeah.
game, dude. That's
Yeah.
one of the top-selling VR games, I'm sure, of like any platform.
I'm with Nick Mula on this one. 4.1863790.
That's actually what I'm gonna rate the game when it comes
Yeah.
out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a new,
A new
with that
rating
parole
scale
rating
for this
scale.
one. Yeah.
We go to the 10th of 1,000th. I don't know. I don't know. how
Just
to
get
do this.
exponential with it. Get the little, -10 exponent up there.
All right, and let's do one more, and obviously everybody keep in mind that we left a couple off this list because
Lots of threes in the chat.
of time, mostly. But let's talk about one more that I feel like maybe.
Wait, stop.
I'm waiting. I'm stopping.
That was it. Joe Grover, the effing game cat. $10 penance for the Paul joke. You don't have to ever give penance for a Paul joke. We revel in these things here.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like Brian's the Catholic Church or something. Brian, were you like raised Catholic or anything?
I was raised Catholic. I went to.
I feel like that makes sense. That tracks for me.
Yeah.
Like
I went
I
to
don't know if we've
Catholic.
talked about it before, but it makes sense.
I went to Catholic junior and senior high school. Had to wear uniforms and everything. They were very awful. It was a horrible experience. Church has always been something I despise going to. And then as soon as I got to college and kind of broke free from family and everything, that's when I went crazy, man. That's when I turned into a raging alcoholic, tons of drugs, anything I get my hands on. So yeah, it was weird, man. I never hate on religion, but religion for me did not work out. It was not didn't work for me at all.
You should have just stuck with drinking the blood of Christ, my friend. Okay, we got another one.
Yep. God damn it.
Creeper Betty, $4.99, no message. Betty, why are you so quiet?
So quiet.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What are you gonna say?
Hey, thank you very much for the donations, folks. The final one, which I was really hoping I had a better trailer for, but we're just gonna take what we can get here. And this is whoa. Hold on a second. I don't know if you guys just heard that or not, but shit just bugged out big time. Shit, sorry guys. Okay, here we go. Try and just make things work here. Here we go. And it is Undead Citadel by Dark Curry.
2.
I missed. Wait, what's the name of the game?
Undead Citadel.
Oh,
Dose.
Undead Citadel. I need to review this one again because I feel like I was always getting it mixed up with Shadow Legend, and then Shadow Legend came out. So, is this more like a? chopping guys up.
Yeah, and that's sort of the problem, I think.
I just don't have a lot of. This is just an unproven team. Like, I hope this is really good, but it's an unproven team and unproven game, and I don't see anything really special about it yet. I think the combat looks cool, but the story looks cheesy, and yeah, I don't know. I hope it's really good, but I just don't see anything too crazy about this yet.
I mean, it does say there's over 60 weapons to use, which is kind of cool.
It's a lot of weapons,
but I have no clue.
Mike, I think I'm sort of the same questions I have about Iron Man.
Dude, you know what's funny as shit? Sorry. There's 2 reviews on this on Steam. There's no user reviews, but they have like box blurbs from people. And one of them is Gamertag, and he says, what does he say? Fantastic looking game. The weapons feel absolutely great. Another person says, a truly great game for our VR devices. I feel like those don't really sell me. That just seems like some really boilerplate. Like, you could say that about any game.
Right.
There's like no detail about why it's good. So I will see. I don't know.
Well, right. And so the questions I had about Iron Man is like, what is the moment-to-moment gameplay like? What are you actually doing? Is it just this? Is it just that? I feel like I have those same questions about Undead Citadel, but to a much higher degree. They've shown a lot of combat. And so I'm like, okay, cool. There's a lot of combat. And there's a ton. Dave just said there's like 60 weapons. Or one of you guys said there's 60 weapons. And I'm like, that's exciting.
That's me.
Okay, thank you. And
I've only heard there's like 8 levels as well.
Yeah, and I remember hearing that when you use the word levels.
It's on their website. They have like a whole bunch of stuff on their website.
Yeah, when you use that kind of terminology to describe your game, it starts getting a little bit disconcerting.
It does say story mode, travel across a fantastic setting with over 10 levels. Is what it says right now, and it says solve puzzles
They've
to
upgraded
advance. Search for hidden items.
See, this is the stuff I need to know about. You said there was puzzle solving, they said, and hidden items. Like, if there is shit to do between, it's because what was the archery game we just got recently?
Quiver?
No. After that, more recently, the one that was like you were standing on the sidelines. What the fuck was it? Somebody help me out. My brain just shut down.
Oh, Sacrilith. Like,
Sacrilith was just nonstop. Like, okay, here we go. We're just doing another arrow, But man, if there were like hidden objects to find and there were puzzles to solve and like they kind of mixed up the gameplay, I would have liked Sacrilith way more. It was a lot of fun for what it was, but man, it felt very shallow. And so like this, I'm kind of in the same boat with this. I'm like, I need to see how extensive those puzzles are. Is that exploration, like, is it worthwhile? Is it fun? Like, is there, I just want to see more.
If that's all falling in place, like if there is a story campaign, there's a lot of different weapons and enemies, and it feels good to play and all this different stuff, and it's what we want. I hope it's PS5. I hope it's not PS4, because looking at this trailer, it won't look like this by any means. It'll look like shit comparatively. Like the amount of active dismemberment that's going on here. So you can say Shadow Legend did dismemberment, but it did it in a much, much more simplified way, and there's not nearly as much detail. And I think if this is what it looks like it is from what I'm seeing on Steam right now, I would rather this be a PS5 game than a PS4 game.
Well, it is a PS4 game, and I'm currently showing, I know it's going to take a little while to catch up, I'm currently showing a guy playing it on PlayStation VR.
What?
And
okay.
Yep. So this is from Dark Curry themselves, because somebody was like, the PlayStation VR version isn't going to play this well or look this good or something. And they actually show a guy playing with 2 Move controllers in PlayStation VR. And although the screen is very, very tiny, it looks very faithful to the trailers we've seen that are PC so far. So it looks like it's doing the dismemberment and all the combat pretty faithfully.
Okay, yeah, I just wonder if they're going to have to dumb it down to a sort of thing like Shadow Legend, where it's like, okay, if you cut this guy at exactly this little dotted line, then we'll do the thing you're supposed to do, but otherwise we won't register your hits.
Right.
Like, I just hope it doesn't end up getting kind of butchered in the process.
Yeah. I will tell you that so for me, this is a 2, but it has the potential to be a 5. Like this really, like if they just show a little bit more gameplay and they say, hey Brian, remember those puzzles you were asking about and some of the exploration and some of the things you're doing when you're not swinging a sword or you know, firing off bows and firing off bows. Yeah, that's what you do. Firing off arrows. Like it show me a little bit more of that, and it could very easily be a 5. I'm curious to see what this team has to offer. But yeah, it's like a 2 right now. What about you guys?
I give it like a 3.5. Just based on, I don't like I said, I'm not sure this can run as well as it needs to on a PS4. But if it can, I think it could be pretty good.
Nice. AJ?
Yeah, I started out saying like 2, but I mean, I guess realistically, like maybe a 3, because I am looking forward to this game, but it's been a very, very long time and still haven't seen anything. And I just, I don't know. I'll be happy just to play it.
It seems like they were feeding us update after update after update for a while. They were saying,
right.
hey, check out this
and then
melee.
stopped for like a year.
Yeah, they were saying, hey, check out this 20-second clip of this. Check out this 20-second clip of this and this and this. And then suddenly, nothing. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
what happened, guys? You know, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, I like when developers go dark and they go, listen, we need to go develop the game for a while, and we're going to come back and we're going to blow your fucking socks off.
Yeah,
and I hope they do that, and I hope when they come back and blow our socks off, they show a little bit more of the stuff that I've been asking about in a kind of a nice polished trailer, but like a month before the game comes out. Like I'm so tired of learning all this shit about games a year or 2 years before it comes out. I'm like, just kind of guys, just I get it, but go silent, do your thing, and come back and blow us away. What do you think? Is that long enough, GAMESCAST? Everyone out there tired? Everyone in here
just
tired?
a little bit long.
Yeah,
Just a little long.
My eyes are burning. I'm like, I think I forgot to blink this whole time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, listen. Let's wrap this fucking
A lot
thing
of fun,
up.
though.
Oh, as always. I usually start losing all motivation around the 2.5 hour mark. So the fact that I'm going at all right now is surprising.
Yeah.
But, all right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for hanging out. To everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging out. A lot of you guys were here the whole time. We fucking really appreciate each and every single one of you. Some of you guys said nothing the whole time. We appreciate you too. Thank you to all the people who donated. Thank you to all the people who are subscribers. Thank you to all the people who this and who do that. But also, make sure one of the this and that you do is subscribe to Dave at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ at PSVR Underground. Go check out AJ's pixel ripped interview on the PSVR chat show channel, and make sure you guys, make sure you're just cool with each other. This is a weird fucking time, man. So just be cool. Do what you have to do. Stay inside. Be an indoor cat. Just be cool. We love you all.
And the other thing is,
Just wash my hands more.
Yeah, same.
I've been looking forward to watching the top 25 this whole time because it dropped right before we started, and I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Wow.
So I've heard AJ's voiceovers and mine, but I haven't heard yours, Brian.
Oh.
And probably most of the people who've been watching this haven't seen any of it. So let's all go together and watch it right after this, guys.
And click like.
That'll be fun.
Hell yeah.
And share it with
Leave
everybody.
a comment. Do whatever. Share it with your mom.
I mean, if you
I will
want
share
to.
it with my mom.
Show your mom.
Sure.
Show your mom.
Right on. Awesome. Thank you, cats. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, AJ. My name's Brian. This was PSVR GamesCast, and we're out.
Hell yeah, Nick Mulo, Boring Gore. Glad you realized it was a live stream at one point.
That's great.
Thank you so much. Good. Thank you for watching, though, assuming it wasn't a live stream.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, on fist bump to you, our latest and greatest mod 2.0. Juice Man, thank you so much. The Con Artist later, dude. Johnny Ramp Up the Stray Cat, stay breathtaking. Genetic Blasphemy, thank you. Leave a like if you enjoyed the show. Your Long Shadows, meow meow, meow 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 meow. Corix the Game Cat, great show. Thank you, man. SB, Toodle Pip to you. Joe Grova, the effing Game Cat.
Pip.
David Moore, thank you. I am OC, thank you. Nike Alexandria, the Game Cat. Meow. Love you too, thank you. Atmos VR 77. Who else we got? Big Fat Frog. What's up, Ricky? That's my dude.
Ricky.
Wonder Rob.
Ricky.
Wait, he says I want to play these on me and co-op with all killing 4 teammates. Diz the Game Cat. Diz is awesome. Shout out to Diz the Game Cat, Wonder Rob, Boy Brown, JD Meowks. Thank you for dropping in, brother. Always good to see you.
Oh shit! Bloody Roar the Game Cat. We got Bloody Roar the Game
What?
Cat.
You have to
Holy
be kidding
shit!
me.
Wait, what? No,
Where's
where?
Just fucking, I'm totally
Oh, you
fucking with you.
fucking bastard! You do not play with my emotions that way.
That would have been the funniest fucking thing ever. Somebody out there has to change your name.
Joshua, aka Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat Delirium, Drew,
Oh yeah.
Daltron VR, hello. Thank you for joining. Keep it bitty.
All right, guys. Ready to call this quits? In 3,
Juice, just incredible. Later.
2, 1.
Love you guys.
Meow meow.
Later.